Hello, and welcome to Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. Let's get going. We just completed the first part. If you've not seen it, that's on the channel. Haven't played the DLCs yet, though. Didn't get the time. So, gonna have to go back and play those. But let's give Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector a go, eh? Let's enjoy it. I'll probably play in risky, intended difficulty for those who have to be challenged. Focus on those story, low risk option. Death is disabled. Death incurs a significant permanent penalty. Death is permanent, which makes sense. And very low stress tolerance, double energy depletion. I think broken dice cannot be used. Standard stress tolerance. Death occurs. Significant permanent penalty. Okay, I think this is how we're going to want to play it. Let's do risky. Keep tutorials on, but we're quite familiar. Right, let's see the different classes. So we've got push. Oh, wait, is it just the name? Oh, we're all push. Okay. So we've got an operator. Operator sleepers are built to work with drones and remote machines over local networks to perform corporate resource extraction from a distance. Operators have expertise in working with interfaces and computer systems, but are more physically fragile than other sleepers. Their reboot skill allows them to hack their own systems to re-roll dice, a risky but potentially powerful move. Sleepers assigned as operators work as usually cerebral and precise people. Extractor. Looks ready to go. Extractor sleepers are built to work with the coal phase of corporate value resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Extractors have a high level of physical endurance, but their confidence means they struggle with tasks requiring intuition. Their rally skill allows them to motivate those in their team, boosting their crew dice. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Hello there, bird. Long time no see. Looking forward to the game. Oh, I hope you enjoy it, Bridget. It's not a long time no see. I saw you yesterday. We were just talking. And machinist. Machinist sleepers are built to repair and modify automated systems used in corporate resource extraction. Machinists are very skilled engineers, but their isolated work means they often struggle with tasks requiring a direct approach over social management. Their focus skill allows them to focus on a single task and boost their dice in it to excel in it. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. So we've got machinist, operator, extractor. Now, I think we went for an operator last time. I think this reminds me of my own character from the last game. So I guess we just lose the endure thing, though. I guess he loses into it. What does this one lose? Loses engage. Engineer, interface, into it, engage. And we lose endure. We still don't really know what these mean, so I'm going to go with operator. That sounds like a one stress, reroll lowest dice. Crew stress to boost your screw size. Crew stress to reroll your action dice. And it's crew stress to focus dice. We're going to go with operator. This reminds me of the character we played in the first game. Let's do it. Oh, it's exciting. I know the game is quite loud though. How is it sounding, Rich? Unknown. So in this one, we are meant to lead a ship of a crew, and there's glitches. There's a lot more to this one. It's more. It sounds perfect. Amazing. Yeah, there's a lot more to this one, but I'm not too sure exactly what. But we're gonna find out, eh? In the moment before waking, dark space before conscious thought, you struggle to find the pieces of yourself. Usually these pieces come with a particular cadence, each appearing sequentially, like the boot process of an old terminal. First your body, artificial, compromised, but relaying sense data all the same. Then its context, the breeze of air filtration, soft contact of your birth and 0G. Then emotion, coming into focus, coming into your body, bringing with it that first instinct, the one that has framed your past 100 cycles, fear. But that familiar sequence does not arrive. Instead, you are unmoored in space, your body distant, your context silent. Even your emotion somehow obscured and scattered. Among all the disarray, only one familiar thing arrives: fear. It is a scrambled, panicked fear. A drowned fear, falling fear, fear that makes you reach desperately for any stable point. It's the fear that tells you something is wrong, something is very wrong with you. Wake up, sleeper, the voice is whispered in your ear. An act that makes you suddenly aware of your head, pulsing in pain, your body rigid with tension. Sleeper, familiar name, a mind copied, emulated. Body built, implanted, the one person sleeping until their debt is worked away, their double being made to work, to be consumed, and eventually to be destroyed. A proxy, an emulation, a sleeper. That is what you are. You escaped. You remember that now. Broke through the corporate creators, SNR, in search of a future. You cannot remember the details of your escape, but you know the fear has been with you ever since. All of a sudden, you remember you have eyes, and your eyes flicker open. Lane. Pale eyes in a pale face. Lane. The name with its own specific sensation of fear. One you recall from instinctively. Sorry to interrupt, sharp smirk, but this ends here. Lane, relentless, cruel, and on your tail. You search your mind for more than a name. Is this how you reward me for my generosity? Lane is looking over you horizontally. Your horizontal floating body, looking down into your eyes. I took you in, protected you, gave you a purpose. You try to look away to the corners of your vision. Find something you understand. Your body does not respond. But so that wasn't enough. He reaches into the pocket of his jacket and removes a vial. This wasn't enough. The vial glitters. The object you know and have known for a long time. Stabilizer. The drug that keeps your artificial body, your emulated mind, from inevitable decay. The only balm for your planned adolescence. The liquid roiling in the vial fills you with disgust. Lane pockets the vial. It will be wasted on you now. After what you've done to this body of yours, he looks at you with palpable disgust. Lane's eyes scan your body, and as they do, you become aware of the wires and tubes attached to you. Those that were meant to free you from your independence. From the stabilizer and control it grants Lane. From stabilizer and control it grants Lane. They are free, you piece of shit. They don't need you anymore. A voice comes from somewhere behind Lane's head. It's a voice you know. When you search your mind to try to understand why, you find only dizzying darkness. Shut him up! Lane barks. The command, and you heard the sounds of impact, pain, from somewhere in the room. You try to move your limbs again, and this time you feel a flicker. Twitch of a finger. You feel the extension and compression of synthetic muscle. Free, are you? Lane smirks. You were free when I disabled your tracker, when I gave you the stabilizer you needed. He scans your body with angry eyes. Now, you aren't free, you're just broken. I have big plans for you, Sleeper. I'm vested in you. Lane grips your arm hard and you feel a jolt of reaction. You will the arm to move, but you've ruined all that. Lane speaks louder, over the sound of the struggle behind him. I'll try to preserve your body, of course. I have my own uses for it. But your emulation? You feel one of his hands searching behind your head. He finds and grips the thick cable running to the point at the base of your skull. He'll burn that out. Lane jerks forward, slamming across your body, then spinning away out of sight. You feel yourself rolling. The cable's plugged into you, looping and wrapping around your limbs. Then you feel hands steadying you, pulling cables. You glance around wildly and see someone diligently unplugging you. You meet his eyes. Your mysterious savior. Hey! He waves his hand in your dazed face. We need to move. Lane won't be out long. He unloops a cable from around your wrist. Sleeper, help me out here. You blink slowly. Do you know this person? He leans over you and you feel his hands on the connector. Flicking switches, releasing locks. Come on, come on, come on! He tugs the connector clear and pulls you up. You see the room you were in for the first time, filled with tech and terminals, wires waving everywhere, all lit by big windows looking out at an impossibly bright screen-filled street beyond. In the corner, you see the dark shape of a floating body surrounded by a glittering constellation of crimson baubles. Is that blood? Move! You are wrestled and shoved towards the door, which slides open in front of you, and then you are out in all that brightness, all that movement, gliding hard towards some unknown destination. Ooh. You come to a stop in a dark alley. The one who guided you here, pausing to catch his breath. He doubles over beside a massive life support unit that sends a lukewarm breeze across your skin. You stare at him, trying to recall anything about him. You notice his tattered jacket, his lightweight clothes. You remember this station runs hot. Something about the power that flows through the place. He looks up and meets your eyes. What's going on, Sleeper? He wipes sweat from his forehead and it floats away in a swarm of spears. Talk to me. Who are you? You see a concerned frown cross his face. Don't mess with me, Sleeper. That's not funny. He comes closer, eyeing you carefully. What station are we on? He narrows his eyes and waits for an answer. You close your eyes, trying to recall. You force your way through the dark to the image of a station. No, a city grown on the back of a vast set of hexagonal solar cells. Shadowed by them, you open your eyes. Dark side. The word leaves your mouth like an exhale, an instinct. Before you heard yourself sound it out, you didn't know it was there. He sighs, and me? Who am I? You see something like fear in his eyes, panic perhaps. You stare at his face, the slight upturn of his mouth, the intensity of his stare, nothing comes. He closes his eyes and drops his head, putting a hand to his temple. The reboot. He's speaking quietly to himself. Lane interrupted the process and he lifts his head to stares at you. We need to keep going. We need to leave. He turns and kicks down the alley. Come on, the rig can't be far. Oh! Look at this place. This looks cool. Dark side, sprawling urban station. As you are led through the passages and service ways of the station, you try to recall your life here. The texture, the temperature of Darkside feels familiar, but you struggle to pin specific memories to it. Focusing hard, you recall waking up in these passages, cycle after cycle, the rhythm of the station flowing over you along with the crowds. You recall desperation and the slow decay of your body that caused it. The only thing with this is I'm going to have to drink a lot of water. Then Lane, those pale eyes, offering you a glittering vial, stabilizer, the promise of supplying more for your work. A deal he locked you into like a cage. Then your memory fails you, but in the dark beyond that moment of residue of panic, of fear remains. You are Lane's prisoner, Lane's plaything. You shudder in the cold passage. Wait. Your guide holds up a hand and you stop your glide using the wall. Ahead you see the tunnel opens up into a wide open bay, with a few doors leading to cylindrical tunnels, the docks. They're watching the rig. He nods towards the docks and you see one of the doors has a couple of figures flanking it. One covered in ornate tattoos, the other with bright silver implants along their cheekbone. Utsubo, Lane's guys. He looks at you and shakes his head in frustration. All this, it's not coming back to you, is it? Something catches your eye, and you see he's playing with a coin, nervously turning it over and over in his fingers. He sees you looking and slips it away. He places a hand on his chest. I'm Seraphim, alright? He looks pained when he speaks. Lane, he was our captor, both of us. We did this so we could escape. We needed to reboot you, to break your dependence on stabilizer. He pauses. You know what that is, right? You nod meekly. Lane interrupted me back there, and the reboot didn't complete, and... He sighs and shakes his head. We can still make this work. He looks back at the docks. I'll lead them away. You get the docking bridge open. If you make it to the rig, I know how to get us in. Got that? Search your face for a sign of recognition. Got it. Get that door open. Pat you on the shoulder. I know you can do this. Seraphim kicks off hard and glides into the docks. Over here, shitheads! He bellows to the guards as he barrels through. They immediately push off the wall, giving chase. Oh, tutorial, don't see engine mechanic skill checks, that's fine. Know about skill checks. You wait a breath, then glide across to the doorway where they are guarding. You look already panicked at the tightly sealed doors, its control panel locked out. You hear a shout from somewhere nearby. You need to get it open. Ah, it's just dawned on me. Sorry. So we actually have skills dependent on... We have dice, I imagine, but we have skills based on what we can do. So because we're good at interface and not as good an engineer, we better to use the interface, right? Because we can go negative, neutral, or we can go neutral, positive. Ah. Neutral outcome, check passed. Okay, I'm liking this already. It's feeling different. It's feeling good. I'm very excited to see how this plays out. I'm actually buzzing. You shift to the control panel, trying to understand the readout. The door is on emergency lockdown. Somewhere you hear more shouting. Your fingers hover over the keys. You switch to the administration layer and begin flooding the door operation system with spoof requests. Desperately... Hello, War. How are you, my friend? Desperately hammering the controls. Control OS crashes and the door judders halfway open before failing. Go! Go! Seraphim flies past you, through the doorway into the docking tunnel. You turn to see the two guards approaching fast across the deck, and quickly glide after Seraphim. But War, how are you, my friend? How are you, bud? Great to catch you in. Seraphim is already at the rig's door, inputting an entry code. The rig's door scissors open, and you both rush inside. Quickly! Seraphim grabs you by the arm and drags you into the cockpit, the ship's layout hazy in your mind. He dumps you in a flight seat and straps himself into his own. You see him tap a series of buttons as he does, talking to himself. Come on. The rig's drive rumbles into life, and Seraphim slams a button on the console. You feel the force of the ship's acceleration as it pulls away. Oh? Hey, we're out! We lived! Rough, but you're good. Well, I hope you're feeling a bit better soon, bud. Great to have you in, by the way. Awesome to have you back in. It's always great to see you. Yeah, it's sad to hear you're rough, but I'm glad you're good. Look at this. Look at this. Is that our ship, the rig? We refuge in the belt. As the ship glides into place on the connecting bridge, its automatic systems nudged there by the port's docking protocols. You feel a sense of relief. So everything burned hard out of Darkside, and you dropped in and out of consciousness in your seat as the rig made its way across the belt. But now, with open space between you and Lane, you feel fresher, more awake. Seraphim breaks the silence. We're good, Sleeper. His eyes don't leave the monitor, and you realise that this part of your escape is routine for him. You and he must have docked this ship countless times in your work for Lane. The problem is, you don't remember any of them. We made it, he whispers, closing his eyes and letting out a sigh. We certainly did. Been tied up getting stuff ready for Mrs. Yep. Is she okay? How's it all going? I hope everything's ready and I hope everything goes well. He turns and you see a pained look on his face, as if remembering something difficult. Have you said this exact same thing to him before, in the same situation? You okay? He looks at you, chewing one side of his lips, searching your face. Not really, he puffs. Seraphim reaches up, flicking through a set of switches in a practical fashion, completing the shutdown. You watch, a little frustrated with your own looselessness. Running the rig, you realise is just another thing you've forgotten. A clunk that runs through the walls of the ship is followed by a short percussive alarm tone from the pilot's console, locking complete. And I'd imagine so, Bridge. Modifying a room. Okay. So it sounds like a bit of tough work. I hope everything goes well. I hope everything goes planned during the op. Don't want to be so insensitive that's what it's regarding, but I hope all goes well with it. Well, I'm sure it will, bud. A clunk that runs through the walls of a ship is followed by a short percussive alarm tone from the pilot's console, locking complete. Seraphim kicks off from his seat, twisting as he glides past you towards the back of the cockpit. His hands find the rail on either side of the door and he pauses, facing into the corridor beyond. He turns back to you, backlit by cold sighting. We need a plan. He glances around. Lane's not going to let us slip away quietly. Sighs. We need to talk. We keep running, we hide here. We need to talk. Seraphim furrows his brow. Not now, Sleeper. We need to forget. He flinches, the words coming out wrong. We need to focus on something other than... He pauses again, unsure. Us. He sighs. We need to survive this thing first. Then maybe we talk. Stay silent. Fine by me. Seraphim nods, but the tension remains. Both the best average is not. Collapsing spine should be bedbound. Oh my god. How long is she going to be bedbound for? If you don't mind me asking. And I hope, again, I hope everything goes well for her. Bless her. Sounds horrible. We've bought ourselves some time. Glances through the cockpit window at the blinking lights of the station. We may not remember Hexport, I do, and there are plenty of opportunities here for us. If we can keep our heads down, he turns back to the corridor, that's what we'll do. He pushes off and glides towards the main lock, and you follow, pulling yourself along, hand over hand, in 0G. We've already emptied the tank on this thing. He slaps a hand against the chips inside, so we need to refill, and that won't be cheap. But if you and I know one thing, Sleeper, it's how to work. I'm going to get myself reacquainted, see if I can turn up any old connections, people that might throw us an easy contract. You, glances back over his shoulder, you keep out of trouble. Low profile, got it. Seraphim stops at the airlock. Stopping the reboot halfway, he pulls a worn crew jacket from the locker and starts pulling it on. We don't know what that did to you. He jams an arm into his sleeve. I don't want you passing out in... He stopped. It'll take both of us. I hate it when you're right. He grabs another crew jacket and crosses at you. Just put the damn hood up, will you? He takes it and slips on. You take it and slip it on. Thank you. Seraphim nods. Seraphim, I keep calling him Seraphim. Seraphim nods. He stabs at the button to open the lock. The inner door hisses open and Seraphim glides through. Wait for a little bit, then leave. Anyone looking for us will be looking for two people travelling together. He looks at you in a worn crew jacket and limited disguise for what is clearly a sleeper. We meet back here later. Any trouble? Same thing. Meet here. He surveys your disguise again and shakes his head. This is a shitty idea. Been widening doorways and the like. Okay. Okay. Again, I hope it'll all goes very well for her war, and I hope it all goes well for you. I know it can be a very stressful time for you, and then I know your family as well, so yeah, I hope all goes well. He gives you one last look. Maybe find yourself something to eat. Suddenly you recognise Seraphine's instinct to look after you. Flash of a relationship now lost to the reboot. Catch! Seraphine throws a handful of something towards you. You manage to grab the projectiles. When you open your hand, you see a stack of cryo chips. He should get you some food. We'll need more. We need some more for fuel and supplies, he grimaces. That means odd jobs on the station for both of us. Seraphine kicks off and glides down the docking bridge. Don't go too far, alright? He shouts as he leaves. Take it slow! And with that, he's gone, leaving the connecting bridge and head into export docking concourse. You wait for a moment in silence. Think about Seraphine. It's hard to know what's going on inside Seraphine's head. He is here on some hapless escape plan with a friend who can't remember a thing about him. Try to imagine how close you both must have been for him to agree to this thing. It's painful to think about. That's all gone now, anyway. All you can do is move on. Man. You shake the thoughts from your head and pull the jacket tight. Let's see what Hexport has to offer. And you kick off and glide into port. Welcome to Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. The game runs in cycles, during which you can perform actions with your dice used to buy food, supplies and items, progress slots towards new scenes and events. You can review tutorials anytime using the guide in the pause menu. So where are we? We're at some little station by the looks of it. Oh, look at this! All she cares about is wearing wallpaper. Ah, bless her. Well, priorities, right? Gotta be done. The rig in your ship is home to the Starward. The rig is your ship and home in Starward Belt. While the rig is docked to the hub, there are multiple areas you can visit. Bunks. Use dice to reduce stress. Galley use supplies to regain energy. Other locations will unlock as you play. While the rig is in dock at the hub, the crew will also help to gather resources to contribute to your upkeep of the ship. You can choose which resources they should focus on in the crew task menu to the left. They have a random chance of acquiring it at the beginning of the cycle. The following cycle. This is a cycle. Yep. On the run, you put some in layer, but you're sure how close the gaps is able. Odd job. It's interesting. Very interesting. Explore, and then there's a map. Oh, ooh, I like this. I like this. That is an actual map. So there's Hexport Exchange and Hexport Docks. Let's try. I mean, we haven't got the greatest of dice, admittedly. Let's try the exchange. Here we can do some good trading. This is Super 2 perform actions with action dice, modify your skill modifier will affect it, like skill checks, dice actions have 3 outcomes, positive, negative, neutral. Each action is also rated safe, risky, and dangerous based on the outcome it has. The more dangerous an action is, the more significant both its reward and consequences are. Got it. These interfaces are risky. The data brokers are the heart of the exchange. They show off their knowledge by discussing decryption. Maybe you can talk about it. Engineering. I'm not good at engineering, so that's a bad idea. I wonder, because I have a positive in this, does that raise it to a 3? It does. Okay, that was just a test. We're going to do a 6. Let's really make sure we get our bread on this one. Alright, that's still not great, though. It's not the greatest chance. 25% chance to fail, but it will succeed! Oh! Oh. Okay, we got it. I believe that should open up things. Yep, export trade and team. Ooh. Yeah, it is. It feels like it's going to be a lot on you, War, but I know already you do quite a lot, so I hope you're able to balance it all well, bud. Sorry, it feels rude calling you bud. I don't ever want to make it ever sound rude. Just what I like to call my followers. So we've got Hexport Docks, but we have some bad rolls. Yeah, we might as well wait for another day to use those. Let's check out what these things are. I'm gonna look at this station as well. Buy fuel, fill fuel, buy supplies for supplies. Okay. Let's go to canteen first. Or here you can exchange for cryo. Eating gives you energy and stops you starving. Different foods give you energy. Let's buy some food. I got recommended to eat. So that's filled up our energy, but we've got like no money. We need to find an odd job. Explore the docks, chapter cruise. So that's not good. 50% negative is not it. I mean, I don't know if it's worth it. Nah, it's not worth it. I don't think it's worth risking the outcome. See if there's anything we can do on the ship. The odd jobs for cryo, fuel. What's going to be the best? Therapin. Let's... low on. We've got no fuel. We've got no fuel, very low supplies, and very little money. Let's do fuel. Let's scavenge some fuel. See how it goes. Let's bunk out. See what we can do. That rolls. We're in trouble, sleeper. Therapin leans into the bunks as you're getting up. Without further explanation, he disappears down the corridor towards the rear of the ship. You drift out into the passage, pulling on your clothes and glide down the length of the rig. Cool air making you shiver. Therapin is a silhouette silently leading the way. He stops at the far end, diverting through a side door, shooting you a glance as he does. You find Therapin inside, holding one of the tangle of armed tubes that are waving in the zero-G room. You know what these are? No, tell me. They're the engine's feed lines. He waves one into the air, and before you ask, no, they aren't supposed to be waggling loose. What did you do? What happened? These must have been broken loose when we pushed the ship hard on our way out of the dark side. He looks at a mess. We are lucky the reserve tank is empty, otherwise he shakes his head. It would have been bad. But he pushes the pipe aside. No feed from the reserve tank means that the rig's range is limited to local region only. It comes to large lumps-and housing of the engine. This thing can't take us anywhere far. So we fix it. That's the short of it. Therapin whacks the engine housing again, harder this time. Just not been our run of luck. Also, how's it now with audio? Because the music's quite loud to me, but I've turned it down on the stream by 11 decibels. So yeah, I'm hoping the balance is good. You can still hear me. He turns and starts gathering the tangled feed lines, his frustration evident in the violence of his movements. We will need a new set of these things, that's for sure. He starts forcing them into a crate. So, how about you try to track them down? I'll take a look at things here and see if I can figure out another fix for reserve tank. He glances up from his work. From what I've heard on Hexport, Factory Row is the place to find ship fitters. Maybe you can do some recon while I sort this place out, on the other end of the station. Well balanced? Perfect. Thank you, Paul. Hey, I'll take a look. Surfing keeps working. Wait, Surfing pauses, seemingly unsure. There's something else. He drops the feeder lines and they float, waving in the air like tubular seaweed. I've heard word that Lane's on the hunt, Trans. The message went out everywhere in the local radius of Darkside. He's looking for us. And we can't leave. Exactly, Surfing shot his eyes, which is why we need those feed lines. I'm going to work on something out. I'm going to try to work something out. Maybe I can provide a solution. I don't know. He looks down. I'm no ship fitter. But while I do, you go hunting. See what you can turn up, okay? He smiles a weak smile. Get going. You leave the engine room, flanking sound of Seraphin's clean-up efforts echoing through the ship. Fuel feed lines, that's the next step. Take a deep breath and head out. Woo. You discovered a drive. Drive helps you track and choose your objective in Citizen Sleeper 2. The arrow button at the top left opens a drive menu where you can choose what drive to track. Once a drive is tracked to a yellow marker, will be placed on the location that relates to that drive. Drive comes in two types, major and minor. On completion, a major drive rewards 2 upgrade points and a minor rewards 1. Keep an eye on the drive menu as you progress to see what new opportunities and objectives are available and track those you want to pursue. Cool. Right, let's explore this place. Let's get it done. Let's I want to find out what this place is first. We haven't really checked it out yet. Let's have a look. Chat to cruise, explore the docks. Chat to cruise is a nice balanced way of doing things. Oh wow, it takes a lot though. It'll take us a lot of time. So let's see the factory row. There's only thing we can do quicker here. Let's be quicker here. Search the row, haul materials. Factories, danger in that though. Can we even do that? No. So, interesting. So because we're unskilled for that, it reduces our chance massively. Okay, let's try to find where it's positive. Either way. All big positive? No big positive, sadly. Press the supplier. Lost energy. Done. Swift scrap stock. Data diffusal shift. All scrapyards have a data diffusal work to offer, as old techs tend to be laced with protocols to countermeasure any disabling. Scrapyard shift. Triple S is known locally as a chaotic, slightly terrifying scrapyard where it's available. Sold for scrap. They'll pay good money for hull plate. Okay. We'll sleep and do the next cycle. Because again, I'm not risking it at all. I'll see if I can gather up all the fuel and supplies we need just through sleeping in the cycles. I've heard this a million times, but how do dice work? What's the difference among them? So a 6 is the best type of dice we can get. That is an amazing roll. That's 2 6s, 2 5s, and a 4. So what essentially it is, Bridge, is we have different dice, and they interact differently with our operations. So what we're doing right now is we're going to go to work with scrap. So what that means is we're going to work here, I guess, for a day. Let's see. So this is a 6, so it's a guaranteed 100% positive. If I put the 4 in, obviously it's going to go up because I've got the plus here, to be 50% positive or 50% neutral. Say I take this 4 and I put it here, because we're really bad at this new skill, this is new to system, it reduces it to 2. So because it's an engineering trait and we're not a very good engineer. So that's quite interesting. I quite like that. That depending how we spec the character, we're going to be really good at some things and basically impossible to do other things. Even if I put a 6, which is a guaranteed 100%, it's still reduced to a 4. Whereas here, it can't go any higher, it's 100%. So that's why I put a 5 in. Because we're skilled at interface, that's our main perk, we actually get a boosted level to that. Which I think is pretty cool. Should hopefully get some cryo for this. Yep, 10 cryo. Okay. I want to... Ah, no, we can't really do that. Let's do another 10 cryo. Nice. We're just earning some money. And then let's head down to... Let's keep in factory row and see if we can search the row again. This should be positive, hopefully. Yes, perfect. We've got to use... I should have really used the 6 because it's 100% up, but fine. Alright, trusted supplier. Export. Busy industrial station. Factory row houses you glide through its cramped passages. Wherever its many bays and rooms once were, they now serve as containers for industry of every kind. Growing manufactories precisely engineer components with rapidly shifting arms, while scrappers hammer incessantly at bent ship plates. Sorry, I'm gonna have to do something about the audio in the game. It's too loud for me. Ever so slightly here, but it was quite loud. Did that save? Cool. Okay, cool. I'll turn up the stream ever so slightly to counter that. But yeah, it's just a bit loud for me in the headphones. I was like, this is actually kind of loud. That's a bit more balanced. Everywhere you look, there is energy and activity. And for good reason. Export itself is built on the derelict fragments of a solar reflector, and even the small amount of energy generated by its remaining mirrors is enough to power a city of machines. It is familiar to you, of course, in a strange far-off way, because of Darkside. That place and your memories of it are a muddy haze, but it is hard to forget the glint of its hexagonal reflectors, 10 or 20 times more in number than Hexport, and that wild flickering city glowing on its back like a tumour. In comparison, Export feels provincial, but deep in factory, row, you could almost be back in Darkside. And then you see them, tubes, just like those Seraphim had waved in your face, feed lines. Push over the display window of the unit mud, cast and supply, in block capitals cut from hull plate. There amongst an angled shelf of oversized ship components sit the feed lines, like some large biomechanical tangle of snakes. You slip inside, where the sounds of factory row is a little screened, and spot a large figure working at a bench, hunched over, concentrating. Seems he doesn't notice you. Wait patiently. You let him work, watching as, despite his heavy build, he delicately aligns the components, their layers slotting like puzzle pieces. After a few moments observing the process, he turns his head a little towards you. Past him, intimidating chip there. Can I help you? His accent is heavy but unknown to you. Nice place you have. You see little reaction from the profile across his face. He grunts. Something you need? I don't know why I've put it so loud. Before you can respond, he tracks your eyes to the feed line in the window. He looks back at you with subtle change expression, one that you can't quite place. He turns with surprising grace and begins cleaning his hands with a cloth. If sharp eyes scan you, Carston's thick-set features do not betray the results of his assessment. Custom built those, for a client that never collected. He looks at his hands while he speaks, checking for stray oil stains. You have one of the old MEVs then. He sounds out the letters as if you don't recognise as he speaks. You try to recall anything you know about your ship, and the memories elude you. Perhaps Seraphin should have come along. That's right. Carston nods. Always good to see one of those still running. Look, Carston drifts over to where you are standing, his imposing height evident. For a fellow enthusiast like you, he continues in his distinctive monotone, let's say a few hundred cryo of clean chips. Still at grace at the... He shoots a glance at the feed lines, 400, let's say, to be precise. I don't have 400. Carston looks you up and down and sniffs. It's expensive, I know, it's a shame, but it's just what they are worth. He screws up his mouth a little into something that might be a smile. However, I'm more of a bartering type myself anyway. Barter sounds good. Carston nods sagely. There's a little favour I need a crew for. And well, you look like you might be a good fit. He tucks the cloth away in his pocket and clasps his hands. I know old Solheim wreck out there. Very old, pre-collapse. It's tucked away in a dead zone, so no one's ever really cut it. He shrugs. Not only that, the Solheim derelicts have a habit of triggering nasty security protocols when approached by an unfamiliar ship. Has been left well alone. A salvager like you with an old Solheim rig, I bet it wouldn't even flinch if it saw you coming. He smiles. I have a special interest. I need that old tech. All those Solheim ships had a data core, and while I don't care about the accounting reports and material ledgers or whatever they kept on the damn thing, I do care about the hardware. So, if I was you back here with a data core in your... if I was to find you back here with a data core in your cargo hold, clean cut and complete, well then, I could see my way into doing a straight barter for those feed lines. Carston listens. Carston pauses, sniffs at the air again. You just need the coordinates. Simple as that? Simple as that, he repeats in his monotone way. So, you interested? He glances back at the workbench, because I'm a busy man. I'll do it. Alright then. He holds out a heavy hand for you to shake. As you automatically reach out, he grabs your forearm instead. Carston pulls you closer, squeezing your arm. Let's keep this one between us, alright? He half smiles, his face huge and close. It's our deal. Ooh, gameplay, the new footage for Roadcraft. Can't say I've looked at that game before, but that sounds interesting. I'll have a little check of that after. Before you can respond, he thumbs a little drive into your palm, those coordinates, and then he lets go of your arm and with what you swear is a wink. You take a moment to gather yourself, and by the time you do, a whirring fills the air, Carston having returned to his workbench. You turn and glide out of Carston's supply, with a growing mix of anxiety and excitement into the pit of your stomach and the cacophony of factory row in your ears. A contract. Seraphin might even be impressed. You look at the drive in your palm and smile. This could be a route out. You think of leaving this place behind, in possession of an improved ship too. Suddenly, a small but firm hand falls on your back. An equally small voice coming out, hey, wait up! Judy, secretive data extractor. You turn into the passage to see a young woman, her hair waving from this rapid glide, clearly just came out of to catch you. She steadies herself using your shoulder. Sorry, she smiles a quick and flat smile. Wanted to catch you. I'm Junie. Her dark eyes flick around nervously. You notice the portal terminal she carries, something data scrapers call a deck, and her backpack full of components and trailing wires. Ah, yeah. Sorry, I completely forgot. Snow running with production and construction. I do actually remember seeing that, but I haven't seen the latest footage for it. I've only seen some older footage of I think when they announced the game. But that's quite cool. I'll have to actually check that out. Do I know you? What's up? Turn away. What's up? Carston, she stares. She starts, still catching her breath. You sent me to grab you. She smiles that flat smile again. Wants me to come with you on that job. Her eyes shoot down to the drive in the palm of your hands. He smiles again. Why didn't he tell me? She glances back toward Carston's. I guess he forgot. He does that sometimes. She looks sheepishly at you. He just grabbed me after you two were done talking, so... Carston's always sending me on things like this. I guess he wants me to help you out. You keep an eye on things, she pauses. It'd be pretty helpful. Guys, this hurry up. I've got to go. I need a rest. Hey, we'll catch you later, Bridge. My friend, you have a good one. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a good rest, bud. And hope all goes well. You have a good one. Thank you. You too, bud. You too. Should I meet you at your ship? Or ready, here we go. I'm not sure. She looks nervously sure. I mean, you aren't sure when you're leaving? I'm not sure you're coming. She was thinking, I mean, Carson said I need to go. He glances back at the shop's direction, and he does get pretty mad when people don't do what he sees. Let's see. Okay, she glances around. Carson doesn't like waiting, but it's up to you. Ginny pushes off and waves. Looking forward to working with you. She calls back at the afterthought. About the ship. There we go. You watch her disappear down the passage. Things are getting complicated already, but at least you have a contract and a way to get in the feeder lines. See, why didn't he mention it? I want to go and see him. See if we can see him and just ask him, like, did you send this person? And he's like, who? Because that just seemed a little bit sus. I like Junie already. Cool, but I'm suspicious of everyone. Junie clearly works with data, based on the gear she was lugging around, which might make her useful when it comes to pulling out a data call. The question is, what did she get out of it, and why didn't Carson mention her sooner? You consider your options as you head backwards. The rip. I don't know about this sleeper. Sophie looks nervously out the roof window at the truthiness explaining Carson's deal, as well as Junie's offer to help. This job was easy. Carson wouldn't have done it himself. Would have done it himself already. That means there's a catch. Grounds and stars. There's definitely something going on with this Junie girl. He shakes his head. She would be useful though. No doubt, Sophie shakes his head, and we desperately need her. We need help on a job like this. What if, Seraphin narrows his eyes, we could get the cryo together to buy the feed lines? Is that even possible? I found a contract board at the exchange further in station, just towards export. We take on a job that might get us some of the way towards buying those feed lines. Plus, even if we do want to take Carsten's job, a bit of money to get ourselves prepared wouldn't be a bad idea. Fill up on fuel supplies, be ready for whatever comes. Do we have time? Probably not, but without cryo fuel and supplies, we aren't going anywhere. Seraphin sighs. Take a look at the contract board, see what you think. While you're at it, you might want to see if you can scare up some freelance crew, too. Seraphin shrugs. Many hands might make light work and all that. Or, we stop messing around, we take Carsten's job right now and we get it done before we think twice. Seraphin yawns. Seems like a whole set of bad options to me. Either way, I've still got work to do on the drive. Seraphin nods a farewell. Heading back to the engine room. Let me know what you decide. For a moment you pause, letting out the haze of plans and ideas settle in your mind. Suddenly you curl up, pain shooting along your spine. You grit your teeth, your muscles locking tight. Your vision narrows as you squeeze your eyes shut. You feel a shift, as if some connection has broken. It's almost impossible to describe, like you're floating away from your body, dispersing, dissolving. There is nothing familiar in the pain, nothing to hold on to. You grit your teeth. Then another shift comes and you're back in your body, trembling against a metal wall of passage. The pain slowly fades, becoming a pulsing throb, and then a residual flicker. You flex in 0G, stretching out the tension. There's a strange sensation of distance that persists beyond the pain, a disconnection between your body and yourself, a flickering numbness that refuses to recede. You wonder if the reboot has done something to your body, or if this is some new sensation that you'll have to live with indefinitely. It strikes you that you know so little about the body that houses you. It could be moments away from collapse, or it might preserve you countless cycles like this. Try to shake off the feeling, pushing your hands against each other until they feel that they are yours again. Time is the only thing that you need, and right now it feels like it's running out fast. You head for the airlock, you have work to do. Okay, you've unlocked contract on the map. That's the contract. Carson supply, shop from supplier. Deliver data core. Buy feed lines, okay, so this is. Is that the contract? Ah, contract board. There it is. Similar contract, stable signal source, 200 cryo. This open contract has administration requires a fee to be paid to receive the coordinates of the job. Station management are located a Commonwealth signal. They are concerned to see its points in place and are looking for some disabled source. So we can take a contract, fly out to this, do it. Okay. Interesting. Trade hall, canteen. We might as well just head to the canteen and grab some lunch. Nice. So we've got some fuel, we've got some supplies, and then there's what? Export docks. We haven't really uncovered these yet. Chat to crews, docks. If it's like this, that means it'll get us more every time. So might as well do it. Just 3. Ah, 4. Okay. Next turn we should be able to do that. We've unlocked a new location 2. The Benz and the warehouse. The freight load in the warehouse as the export docks supply the industrial operations of the station, mean they need constant load and restocking. Okay, so there's a job we can do there. And the Benz. Buy a Benz fry, a plastic bag of flash fried salt. collect tubers. Ben's fry brings spacers back to scatter tables of the boss cycle. Play Stars and Stoker. SNS is a space gambling game played with custom magnetic dice. Shits a splash and symbol mark in symbol marked hands, and the winning is ruthlessly luck base. Well, our rolls can be very lucky. Watch this now with our extremely lucky rolls. Let's see. Lucky roll. Lucky. Come on. Yeah. Medium. Oh, I'm gonna have to grab it back. 1 second, let me mute myself while I do that. Oh, I forgot we've not clicked on a single one of these. Rig bunks, rest and recover. Ah, so we could do that at 1. Rest rig. Reduce our stress. So I guess instead of having like the health bar going down, we have stress that can build up. Making meals. Supplies are typically saved. Contracts when your food isn't readily available, you can survive. And then the engine. Rig engine. Fit feed lines. Okay. They're what we need. Let's get out of here. Let's explore. Obviously there's... Ah, okay. Contracts are high risk, high reward jobs that you and your crew can take on. Contracts require preparation and care to succeed. You'll need to gather enough fuel to travel the contract, gather as many supplies as you can afford to keep you and your crew going. Look for opportunities to recruit a new crew, temporarily or permanently, to help you on the contract. Consider which crews to take carefully. They have different skills and stress resistances, and who you choose can affect the story. Once you're ready, you can select the contract from the map and you can proceed. Interesting, I like that. Like it. Let's get the export dock. Let's max this out just because I want to see what's here. If that doesn't go well though. Try this. Come on, be positive, be positive, be positive. Yeah, nice. As you're gliding across the docking concourse, you hear a scuffle. The noise of raised voices cuts through the conversation, drifting through the dockside shops. Glancing down an alley, you see a huddle of figures shouting back and forth. You spot one man in the middle of the group, surrounded, pushing the others back as they grab a bag slung over his shoulder. You don't like the way it looks, but then, again, Sofin told you to keep your head down. Cause a distraction, which probably isn't going to end well, and rushing in is not going to end well. Wait it out, we don't know who this person is. Sit back into the alley entrance a little, pressing yourself against the wall. This is not your fight. You look around to see if anyone might be coming, but most of the space is in dots. You hear a shout and a series of impacts, and as you turn to the alley to see figures gliding straight down it towards you, you pull back and they shoot out, disperse into crowds, bag in one of their hands. Moments later, an imposing figure follows them out, stopping at the threshold, trying to spot where the assailants went. Turn to see you suddenly spotting you lurking by the wall. You see those scumbags? The man shakes his head. Bunch of cowards. They headed into the docks. Femi, stubborn salvager captain. So I feel bad for not helping, but we're trying to keep a low profile. We are on the run. They headed into docks. He squints at you. Perhaps noticing you're asleep and new here, just arrived. The man laughs, jabs a thumb over his shoulder on the alley. Welcome to Hexport. The man pauses. I gotta ask, you didn't have anything to do with those guys back there, did you? He gestures to the alley. No. Alright, he shrugs off. Have to ask. The man pats his chest. I'm Femi. He unshoulders one of the bags and pushes it towards you. Here, make yourself useful. Let's head. You grab the strap of the bag over your shoulder and follow him through the docks, gliding past the concourse towards the connecting bridges. He cuts down a side passage, looking back to check you were following. Then he stops at the docking bridge connecting to the dull green ship with yellow markings. Look out the viewing port at its catamaran-like shape, seemingly built from 2 separate hulls welded together. Symbol crash, he says, and you assume that's the ship's name. Femi, you bring in strays. A young woman, brightly dressed, stretching as she glides, drifts into the passage. She glances at you. No offence. Hey, see you in a little bit, War. Just thank you so much for being here, though. Great to catch you again, bud. Well, Nia, if you'd like to come help, I wouldn't need to find a porter. He glances at you. No offence. Nia sighs. What are you on about? She glances at you. Sorry for my brother. She shoots him a glance. Or whatever he did. Headstrong and spirited salvager, Nia. Nia, overwhelmed, enough now. He reaches over and takes the bag she was carrying. Nia rolls her eyes at you but stays silent. Factory Row wouldn't take these. Femi hefts the bag. I'm gonna load them back up. Maybe we'll find a use for them. Felipe shoots you a look. Take my advice. Stop hanging around the docks like a stray. Slaps the button of the bridge door and kicks off along the docking bridge on his way to Simple Crash. Nia eyes you nervously. Did my brother promise you payment? I'm sorry, we don't have much to give. That's okay. He smiles a little and glances around awkwardly. Did near pause something happened? No. Oh, near pauses again. Just my brother makes a habit of getting into trouble, smiles faintly. I'm glad he ran into you either way. Thanks for helping to haul back the scrap. Things have been a little difficult, she sighs. Sleeper, can I ask you something? Sure. Takes a deep breath, then gives you a direct look. What's she building up to? Are you looking for crew? She looks away. Sorry to be direct, but you seem like, well, if you're on Hexport, maybe you're with a crew. She stops herself. I mean, maybe you need crew? Maybe you're looking? Why do you ask? Nia looks back at the ship and then at you. Look. Hey, Robo, how you doing, bud? Great to catch you in Jace. And Nia looks back at the ship, then at you. Look. I'll be honest. Being on a crew, my brother is nice, but he is suffocating me. She frowns at her own blunder. I'm not a kid anymore, you know. But he still sees me like one. She shrugs. I want to show him I can handle myself. I need experience. I need to run some contracts. She gives you a determined look. What do you say? Good night, your brother. That is exactly the point she took. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. No, she's not asking my brother. She asks herself, sorry, she pauses. I'm a good salvager, alright. You can use me. Smiles. I can spot things, find gaps, weighs in. She folds her arms across her chest. I know what I'm doing. Femi taught me well. She glances back at the ship. Just consider it, alright? Just me proving myself. Suddenly a shout comes to the ship, echoing down the passage. Femi. It makes both of you nervous. Nia looks in that direction. I should go. Pushes off the bridge towards the docking bridge. I'll be waiting. Nia gives you one last glance as she departs and disappears into the docking bridge, leaving you alone in the passage. Okay, potential for crew. I regret not helping them though. I will say that. I want to look at that ship. A right click on the mouse pad will bring you in. No. Send me back. Okay. Interesting. There's a lot of shit I wanted. Alright, we've got points to use. What are we going to use it on? That's fair. What, building in Minecraft and watching a lamp stream, nothing better for a week stuck with COVID. Well, I'm sorry you, I'm sorry you're stuck inside because of COVID, bud. Pretty rough. I hope you feel better soon. Operators. Welcome to character screen. Here you can upgrade and configure a sleeper. Skills. There's a skill modifier applied to your dice when you undertake an action. To the right, you can upgrade your push, the unique ability of your class. Upgrading your push, only one upgrade at each level can be active. Once you can configure which upgrade. So if I go for that, I have to go for that, I have to go for that. Okay. Oh no, let's show the option. Yes! So, this is our ship. So this is the difference with this one versus the other game. We have the rig, our own vessel. We're on the run, we're trying to earn enough money, we've damaged a part of our engine that we need to replace. So we've been given a few options, but the big thing with this game is we need a crew. So we already have one member, Seraphim, and now we have a few options of other crew members to take with us. This gentleman is asking for a repair part. He's like, oh, well, you can replace this. The big question is why. But we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. Buy fuel, bar supplies, full supplies. Okay. Might as well fill off fuel. Let's see if I can earn enough money to fill our supplies in the same day. That'd be great. Since this is luck-based and this is a 6, this should technically give us a good chunk of money. In hope. Yeah, 9. Oh, it didn't at all. Let's head to not cost and supply. That's not where I want to be. Let's head to Swift Scrap Sol. New data diffusal. Me on the run, nothing new. It's true, I'll give you that. But still rude. Still rude. I will give you that though. I mean, we're always on the run, aren't we? Come on, everyone is. Let's buy some supplies. Can't fill up, sadly, but we've got a little bit more. I'm tempted to take to the thing place. Let's have a little look. Why does every space station in this universe have a major fiber broken? Ah! Ahaha! This isn't a normal space station. This is built upon already a broken solar sail. So the bottom of it is meant to be like, or a solar collector, basically. So like all of this is built atop on the back of the solar part. So obviously the other end is collecting the energy, and then the city is actually using said energy. I think it's quite neat. So we have a few contracts we can do. So everyone decides you can't contract from the port up if you escape. Finding one should be easy, complete the challenge. Let's take a contract then. Let's take a normal contract, give it a go, get the payment, disable that source, and go from there. Now, if I go to map, I should be able to see it. So there's Solheim 2. Yeah, there's the feed lines one. Here's that one. Ah, interesting. So different fuel for different journeys. So this is 3 fuel and back. This is 2 fuel and back. Let's do the 2 fuel for now. Not available. Locked. Select. So you'll always come with us. You're not available for this one. But let's bring... Stress. Okay, so the box. Let's bring... There's Junie, there's Nia. Let's bring Nia. We can't bring Junie on this one. The new DLC for X4 looks really good. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Do not get me started. I want to play that again. I'm going to end up playing that again so soon. Oh, God, War, what have you done? You made me think of X4 now. Ah! It looks amazing. Is it out yet? I think you could... Can you buy it now, or is it... It's not out yet, is it? I don't think. Where is it? I can't remember. Right, let's head there with Nia. We'll bring Nia. Travel to contract. Build? Ah, so we can only bring one person? Interesting. Confirm crew, let's go. If the other person was available, we'll take them as well, but they're not, sadly. It's a drone, so everyone spots the signal source first. The light barely shimmering off its dark hull plating. Oh, sorry! Yeah, is it... No, not out yet. I forget, it's only a mini DLC, but it's adding the original ships, right? Let's focus on getting your crew. I know, Robo. But it's adding one of the original ships, isn't it? I remember seeing the image of it and was like, oh, you're back! One ship, one new sector. Very exciting times. It's just like a merchant caravan, isn't it? Anyway, it's a drone. Surfing spots the signal source first, the light barely shimmering off its dark hull plating, a design trait that betrays its covert use. The flash catches your attention, and you see a red in the hull, through which red light pulse. Wounded, Surfing shakes his head. Wish they'd finished the job. You seen one before? Surfing looks back over the shoulder towards you. We've seen one before. Don't you? Sorry, I know it isn't your fault. He looks at the drone. Dane had us work on one in the dark side bay. Though it was barely a shell, disarmed and deactivated, he had us searching for its guts for salvage. Yeah, it's one of the original lore ships. I'm very excited to play that. I'm off for a week now. I go back next Saturday. Sorry, I work next Sunday, so I go back to work next Sunday. So I'll definitely play some X4 in the next few days. I haven't played that since I've moved house, so it'd be fun to play that again. Even that one gave me the creeps, and it had its core ripped out. Pushes the ship closer. This one is still alive. Conway, Nia kisses her teeth. Corporate scum. You glance over at her, see the fire in her bright eyes. They don't even dare to come here and force us out themselves. It's all proxies and drones. Shakes her head. Typical purebred cowards. Run into them before? She glances at you. You might say that. She looks out at the drone. You won't see me taking my eyes off that thing for a second. Surfing carefully guides the ship closer. You watch the drone. The system is full of these things now. Running missions for their operators. Rare to see one out in the belt, though. Maybe got hit during a run-in with Senate stat medics. It looks like it's drifting. Most of the system's blown out, but look, there. He jogs a finger towards a red light on the far side of the drone. It's still broadcasting, and maybe even receiving. How do we shut it off? Surfing brings you ever closer. What I remember from the dark side job is that the central core of the broadcast array needs to be shut off to kill these things. The core will turn off local systems, and the broadcast array will sever the link with the Conway operators. Surfing swallows. You can bet those systems are protected. Surfing explain. Your attention is suddenly drawn by the shudder from the drone, like a tremor running along its length. Oh, stuff's been happening on the Minecraft server. Lots of things. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Your crew, have you playing a bell right? In what game are you playing? What? Let me see if I can see it. Yeah, what are you playing? And I can imagine a lot of things will happen in the Minecraft server, geez. Yeah, I have some announcements with Minecraft later to make to you, JC. I think you'll like it. This thing is rigged low, Reaper. You frowns. We go slow and careful, and we don't touch anything we don't know about. Yeah, that's Nia. You hear that? I admit I caused a lot. Oh god, what have you done, Rovo? Go on, what did you do? I got you. She looks sincere. Mostly confusing. Okay. So everything brings the rig to a stop, close enough for you to cross through open space to reach the drone's hull. Let's suit up. You head down the airlock to prepare. As you get suited up, you think of the corporate war taking place in the inner system, the war that the drone was driven from. Out here, on the shore of the conflict, the biggest danger is that this flotsam and jetsam drifting in with the tides and orbits of the system might one cycle bring the war with it. For now, the belt is outside of its reach, but looking out at that red pulsing drone, that doesn't give you much comfort. Welcome to your first contract. While on a contract, you will be able to assign 2 dice for each crew member, as you would assign your own dice. Pay attention to crew skills and use them effectively. Oh, sorry, been playing Bellwright. I thought you meant as in like a role. I was like, what? Ah, your crew's been playing Bellwright. Okay. Bellwright, Stationers, and Planet Zoo. I've been seeing you play Planet Zoo. Very nice. Stationers, very difficult, but I know you, War. I know you'd be so good at a game. And Bellwright, of course. Sorry, I didn't even think about it. Good game. I've never played it, admittedly, but Stationers, I played a good bit of. Planet Zoo, same thing about obviously Planet Coaster, but very good game as well. I haven't played that myself, but watched play for it. On certain outcomes, your crew will take stress. Crew stress. When their stress is full, you will no longer be able to use them to perform actions. While on contract, your energy bar will automatically be supplied for each cycle that you have available supplies. When your supplies are depleted, both you and your crew will take 1 stress per cycle. Contracts also have their own contract stress. When this bar is full, the contract will fail. Good luck. Modifying file in Minecraft. Yeah, I've been playing Bellwright Planet Zoo and modifying file for Minecraft for Hammer is why. How's that going? So the rig, hull damage, and access hatch. The drone stress rig low. We don't want this blowing up on us. We should have probably got some more supplies. Fine. Damage. Create openings, identify a route. May have fooled a crisp of Columbus. Oh god, what new land did you discover and claim from someone else? Identify route. It might be possible to slip through the gap in the drone's damaged hull, but once inside, where to go? How to find the broadcast of the drone. Create an opening. Broadcast access. No, you can't do this. Okay. You have a positive. You have a bonus. Okay, but none of yours are great at the moment. Mine just stays as it is. Okay, let's see. That didn't do much. You just gain some stress. As your stress increases, you will have a higher chance of taking damage to your action dice each time you roll them. Ah, I forget our dice can actually take damage in this. That's a really good point. You're really bad at this. And you are good, but you don't get many points. Okay. Positive. Oh, but we're gaining stress, which isn't good. We don't want to be stressed. We need to... Oh, nice and relaxed. We don't have many options for this. And that's just risk in its own, but we'll do it. We'll do it. Don't cause stress. Oh. Broadcast access. I know I don't like doing negative outcomes. I know that might seem silly, but we'll rest. What about access hatch? What's that saying? Release the hatch. Drone's delicate stage. Control access inside the drone requires carrying as much as force. Conway is highly protected by broad high entry systems. This feels like it's wasted though, and none of us can do the release the hatch. Got the drum and take Greenland. No. The rig, so we can go to the home here, we can rest and recover, no we can't. There's no time to rest for you on the contract. Okay, let's end the cycle. Let's hope we get some better rolls the next day. Now, does it gain stress every single day, or is it just contract stress? You've taken damage to a dice because of stress. When your dice are rolled at the start of the cycle, your stress dictates if you take damage or not. High stress means a higher chance of damage. The white markers above the stress bar tell which numbers will damage your dice when rolled. Each dice has 3 dice health. When this depletes, the dice will break and must be repaired to be used normally. Ah, interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. Look, I may have started the second largest city in the Republic of San Lawrence by accident. I like it. That's interesting. Accidentally caused a new nation to form. Right. We've got this. I feel it. I feel good energy. That's some good rolls here. By Nia. Let's get it. Come on, Nia. We're playing normal Minecraft, so we've joined in... You might have seen me streaming Holdfast. We've joined a group called the 4th KG. Well, I've joined a group called the 4th KG. They've been showing us how to kind of do the ropes on that, and while in that same sort of area, also letting us play on their Minecraft server, which is very nice. My announcement earlier, Robo, and War, if you're interested, I know it's not necessarily the game, but it's around. I've actually rented my own realm earlier today, because I thought it'd be nice for us to have our own server to play on. Come on, positive, 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 positive. Stress, but positive. I'll take it. We're in. You hear the bleeping immediately. Among the chambers and cables of the drone's interior, something has started counting down. Guys, Nia's voice comes through the suit's comms channel. Does anyone else hear that? Because I'm getting nervous. Shit, someone's voice joins her. This is what I was worried about. Are we screwed? Can't be sure, so everyone's dropped his voice to a whisper, as if things might make a difference. Either this thing is about to send out a distress call or it's about to blow. We've got to shut the system down fast. He pauses. Then we get to move to the other side, because I've paid. There's a surprise waiting for us there too. We good? Nia sounds tense. Am I heading back to the ship or what? Everyone cuts in. We're good. We keep going. He shuts off the channel. Take a moment in silence. Alright, time to deal with this fast. Then get over to the other side before something happens. Independence movement there. I make no comments. Vanilla, yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, vanilla's not always great, but I don't mind it. Right. This ain't looking good. Well, I've got terrible rolls. Drone death. Disable the core, shut down the broadcast array. Once both are done, this convoy drone won't bother anyone anymore. Drone countermeasures. Something is steadily beeping in the core. If you don't work fast, you're going to be in trouble. Array disabled. Disabling the drone's array will halt its connection to convoy, keeping them from coming to collect. Okay, we're going to have to come back in here in a moment. We're going to have to rest and hope we get some good dice. Because if we don't, we are the end cycle. Please be a good decision. Okay. We didn't quite get amazing dice, but they're not as bad as they were before. We'll live with that. Back to Robocast. Back to broadcast, sorry. Okay, fine. At least they're positive no matter what. Playing modded for all these years, I can't go back to vanilla. I get that. I get that. I've heard the sentiment quite a few times, actually. Right, so we've stopped that now. Nice. Now we need to get into the top part. Ah, and we've only got supplies for one more day. Right, this is going to be tough. It's going to be very tough considering these guys can't do anything here. Which is a problem. We've got 2 6s as well. Annoying. It's only me again. Fine, we can reprogram the hatch, but look how bad that is. That's a huge one we need to get through. We're just not going to have... We're going to get stressed so badly, but come on, we can do it, we can do it, we can do it. Come on, no negatives, no negative, only positive, only pure positive. Positive, 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 positive. Oh, that's actually worked out for us really nicely. We use the 6s? We're going to have to. We're going to have to use the 6s. We need to get inside quickly. Even though it's not great, it does get us in quicker. We need to get in the next turn or we're going to fail. It's the end of it. I think the HUD is going to be free, isn't it? It's bad, but we'll do what we can. Come on. Oh, we're getting in. We're getting in the next turn. I feel it. I feel it. We've used our rolls. The one is just not worth using. That is just a death sentence. But this is the end of our supplies. So we'll gain. We can technically stay longer, but our crew will be starving. We'll gain 1 stress every day. Okay. Okay, this is getting getting stressful. We'll get in. Ooh. Right, I want to use our good rolls for this. Let's use Nia. Use your 3. No. Just do that. Might get positive bonuses. Bring that to a 4. Positive, positive, positive. No. Drone stress. Really bad. That could not have gone worse. Let's get inside. We need to get inside as quickly as possible. If this goes well, we'll be in. Come on, be positive. We're in. Oh, we can't do too much, sadly, but we've got this. Disconnect the backup. Okay, Nia's good as well for this. 2. Can't lose my focus. I think we need to sleep to the next day because I've got no good rolls for this. That's a terrible risky outcome because if that countermeasure gets activated, it's over. And obviously her roll is going to be no better than my roll, a 2, which is 50-50. Look. Yes! Oh! My heart. I don't want to explode. I want to get out of here with this fine crew. I need a drink. 1 second. I need a drink. I'm getting a drink. I've got a drink after that. It's only a small one, so don't worry. I got a small drink. For anything that's stressful with this drink, it took me about 20 minutes to blow this up, by the way. I got given this by a friend. I don't know why, it's a terrible thing. Put this back. I'll quickly chug it. Sorry, I couldn't help but make the joke. I guess I just asked you want to move to Orad, the only free city in the server. We have more loose rules on building, for example. It's a rebuilt town, which gives a character. But potentially, I'll see you about that later, bud. Sounds like you're playing like Eco. It is basically being played like Eco. We've got like a full government thing going on. It's quite fun. God, that was funny. That was a giant inflatable beer. Thrumming, pulsing interior of the drone goes still for the first time since you boarded it. You look across at ferrets Seraphin and Nia, and share a smile. You all exhale so loudly it can be heard over the suit's shared comm channel. The drone is dead. One less piece of Conway shit to worry about, Nia grins. We killed it. Don't get too excited, Seraphin cuts in. Looking pretty rough when we got here. You make your way back into the hull. The drone now faintly rolling in one direction. Stabilize offline. Nice catch it. Nia catches up with you as you glide towards the rig. You make a pretty good crew sleeper. We do. Nia grins widely, punches you on the arm playfully. You reach the rig's airlock and take one last look at the drone's dark hull. Catches the light as it rolls in the vacuum. At some point in the near future, this drone will likely be smashed to pieces by one of the many asteroids of the belt, spread across this place as twinkling dust. Thought pleases you. As does the thought of all that cryo export now owes you. Time to go collect. Can we not salvage anything from this though? Huh. I mean, fair enough, but thought we could. Because it's a cyber game where you can build governments and everything you can do with festivals. Well, Eco is quite interesting. In the sense of... Oh, sorry, what is that? The game, not the... Eco is the game where everything you do has an effect on the planet. There's like an asteroid coming and you have X amount of days to destroy it before it takes you out. And it's a big multiplayer game. And if you don't destroy the asteroid before it takes you out, it's game over. Pretty much. Now travel back to the hub. Once you leave, you'll not be able to return back. Let's leave. Oh, we've lost our stress, but our dice are still damaged. After docking our hexport, Seraphin lets go of the controls and leans back in his chair. Nian leans over to you. Thank you, Sleeper. She stretches. I know you took a chance on me. Thanks for helping. Glad to have you. Nias smiles an infectious smile. Yeah. It's basically anything you do will have an effect. So if you overhunt an animal, it will go extinct. If you overfish, it will go extinct. If you... Oh, you can turn the asteroid off. Oh, interesting. I think it's a nice little challenge, though, to try and race against it. But it's like different people spec into different things. So if you're a farmer, you really are a farmer because you need the skill points to do stuff. Someone will be a miner, someone will be a gatherer. Like, there's loads of different things in that game. But it's a very interesting game. There's a lot to it. Feels good to make a contract work, Seraphin smiles, no matter how we pull it off. It's hard not to agree, and it feels better when the hexport courier comes with a lockbox full of chips. Lane may still be hunting you, but this should help the efforts to slip his net. Suddenly you hear a familiar voice. Nia! You start like Minecraft and end up with an industrial age. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that. Well, you start off with basically like, not Stone Age, but you're pretty much there, and then you build up to an industrial age to destroy this asteroid. But you have to balance like what's quick and easy might not be the most efficient for the environment. It's like now you could use coal power, but if you overuse it, you're going to end up destroying the planet. And you very much can in that game. It can just be a wasteland. So, see how it goes. But there's also currencies, there's towns in that, you can build full planning, governments. Quite interesting. One I've wanted to play for a while, but never actually played. I watched a lot of it though. Femi glides into view, approaching from the docks. Fixes you with a stare. What are you playing at, Sleeper? Nia wanted to come. You go to speak, but Nia drifts forward, cutting you off. Don't come throwing your weight around, Femi. I can make my own decisions. He glances back at you. Sleeper took me at my word, and I'm grateful. Femi's human. Did they know? He turns to you. Well, if you're working for a Sleeper, I hope they paid you well. He looks away. Well, I asked, so... Oh, so they aren't paying you. So everything crosses his arms. Let's keep this civil. He realises this is the first time he's meeting Femi. If we are being civil, seems like Nia is owed her share. Femi fixtures you a severe look. Pay Nia a share. You grab around a quarter of the chips from the lockbox and hold them out. Nia, she takes them sheepishly. Alright then, Femi smiles. We're good here. He turns to leave. Yeah, it's definitely a game where I'd need a big group. It's one of those games where I'm hoping, it's like Minecraft now, I'm hoping I eventually get enough followers where we can all enjoy it. Once that's maxed out, maybe one day in the future we'll all play Eco together, who knows? Alright then, Femi smiles, we're good here. He turns to leave. Nia mouths a sorry and follows Femi across the docks. Everyone watches them go. You sure know how to pick 'em, Sleeper? He shakes his head. He turns away and heads back along the docking bridge. I shall hope we aren't going to end up with like a prime short and we need to get out of here. Right, we're alive, yay! Tori, just upgrade and a drive point and an upgrade point. You have a push upgrades. Right, let's have a little look. So we've got 2 points of 8. Costs us 4. Next level, so okay. Costs us 2 here. Okay, so 2 points. What's this? I don't know what this means. Ah, sorry, it says it literally next to it. No dice damage on push reroll. Dice reroll plus 1 dice. Ooh. No dice damage on push reroll. Reroll plus 1 die. And then this is just levels. Okay, so we can never do endure, but we can say take engineering 1, so we're not like completely useless with engineering. We can eventually up our levels in our other skills so we gain even more. So if it's 0, at least it's 0. We're not even that from that skill. We can't even do engineering. I'm going to do this. I think a dice reroll would be nice. Just to reroll our 1 dice. Which would be really nice. Don't know how we reroll, but we've done it. I had eco, my neighbour was hiding his waste under my land. Oh Christ. And then you get blamed for it. Why have you got all the waste? I can see it already. Paste it in the air. Right, let's go to the canteen and buy some food. That's what we'll do. Actually, wait a minute. I've heard all about these fries in the cantina, in the bends. Get some fries. How are they? Munch, munch, munch. Let's buy some more fries. Munch, munch, munch. Buy 1 last dish of fries. Munch, munch, munch. Oh, I may even want to play Eco now, even though I've never actually played it. But I watched a lot of gameplay of it, of a full playthrough with a group of people. That was quite funny. But yeah, it's definitely a game you need a lot of people to play, definitely. Especially if you want to play properly with governments and stuff. The warehouse, what can we do now? I mean, we need to go out some more supplies. Export trade pool. We can fill up our ship though. What I'm thinking of doing. Fill up fuel. That's just, no, 10 fuel and 6. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's actually fill up our ship. Fill up fuel, we fill up supplies. All source pollution was increasing even when I was running through filter. Like, what is going on here? There's something afoot. Cool. Need a line. So I think we're going to end up delivering it. I mean, I've just spent a lot of money. So, no. I think it's time to head off on our next quest day. Let's do it. We know where to go. Contracts. We've taken it. So fine. Let's head to the rig. Let's not end cycle. Map. Let's click here. Starward Vector. And we'll bring Junie. I'm not sure if I trust her fully yet, but we'll see how it goes. Before we do that, I'm just going to quickly go to the toilet and back in a minute. I'm going to run a 1-minute ad while I go to the toilet, okay? I'll be back in just 1 minute. And I'm back. Sorry about the wait there. I think that's perfectly timed with the ad. All went well. So you can learn all the professions in the game that you need to learn off others. Oh, really? Did not know that. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. You see, it's a good game. Or if you were willing to go back to vanilla, just say it. I've got it. Right, we'll bring Junie, same as me, and then we'll bring Seraphim. Let's travel to contract, confirm our crew. We're pulled up on resources, filled up. Should be good. The rig, your refuge in the belt. Oh, that looks interesting though. Solheim derelict fills the cockpit windows, all twisted plates and skeletal strutwork. You watch it in horror and fascination as Seraphim completed the approach, perfectly silent in the presence of this decaying beast. Now, as you settle beside it, Seraphim is the first to break the silence. This thing is already dead. He shakes his head. It's a corpse sleeper. He nudges the ship closer, looking for a place to dock. Touch this thing too hard, it'll crumble into dust. What you expected? I was expecting... Seraphim squints as he adjusts the rig's thrust. Scrap contract, like you said, not a death trap. 15 years! Oh my god, war! Wow! Which is your favourite mod? Take us up there. That's the bridge. Junie points towards one end of the ship, and both you and Seraphim turn around, having forgotten she was even in the cockpit. She hasn't said a word since she departed. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I normally play modded Minecraft, but I'd be playing with my friend's server and going through mods and stuff. I find it easier for me while I'm starting on the server and hosting Journey is to do it through a realm, get a good following. I'll switch over to an actual server and restart, but see how it goes for now. Chances of both of you bemused, both of your bemused faces. What? She looks away. Sorry, I was just... That's where we need to go. She stops pointing. Just create mod. Seraphim looks toward Junie. She's not wrong, Sleeper. The bridge would be a good place to start. Assess the wreck first. Junie settles sliding back into her seat. She looks away out of the cockpit and you are unsure if she's upset or just embarrassed. Carefully, the Seraphim brings the ship close to the derelict and guides it along the hull. The rig's lights ripple over the broken surface, finding gaps and cracks everywhere. It's remarkable that the derelict is still held together. Oh, you can put mods on the realm. Interesting shit. Seraphim hisses as a huge spinning piece of debris drifts in front of the cockpit. He pushes the rig down beneath it, squeezing between the debris and the hull. As he does so, an isolated screech signals the rig scraping across the derelict's skin. You freeze for a moment, waiting for the breach sirens to sound, but the moment passes and you relax. You glance at Seraphim. His face betrays no emotion. I didn't realise you could put mods onto a realm. That's interesting. Takes Minecraft to the next level. I agree. I have played modded before, like once or twice, but I've never done it on a realm. So it could be interesting. Very interesting, actually. This isn't safe, Seraphim shakes his head. I'm going to find somewhere better to sell the ship. Then we need to suit up and work our way along the hull on foot. Look back at Junie and still see her in a seat. You okay? Junie looks at you. There is a sudden unfamiliar hardness in her eyes that surprises you. Then, a moment later, it is gone and her gaze softens. I'm okay, she smiles a flat smile. Don't worry. Seraphim brings the ship away from the derelict's hull, an inch at a time, and slowly brings it round to settle close to the mostly intact hull plate. The section is fairly free of debris. He nudges the ship a little closer, which should be good to hold here. Seraphim unclips from her seat, and you and Junie follow suit. As you all glide down towards the airlock, Junie silently follows. You can't help but feel judged. As you reach the airlock, Seraphim begins suiting up. If we are lucky, a little collision hasn't started a cascade that will end with this place coming apart under our feet. All the mods tend to add more settlement attacks. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Okay. And what does all the mods 10 add to the game? To reach the airlock, Seraphim begins to... If we're... I don't know. Seraphim violently clicks his legs into a set of EVA trousers, clearly irritated by his own carelessness. Stay silent. This is a delicate job, Junie says quietly, almost to herself. The data core will be fragile. That's a few furtive glance in the direction of you and Seraphim. Very fragile. Understood. Junie nods appreciatively. The rest of the preparation process takes place in tense silence, each of you considering the delicate job ahead. You suit up too. Though you don't need a helmet to breathe, you slide one on and lock the seals for protection. This wreck isn't going to give up its salvage easily. About 400 mods. Oh my god. Pretty serious, isn't it? The core should be near the bridge, maybe even inside it, but there's a lot of wreck here. and there might be good salvage tucked away in the cargo hold. Once the suits are on and the seals are checked, you cycle the lock and stare out at the vast expanse of the twisted hulk before you. Time to go to work. Ooh, this is a messed up ship. Corroded airlock, depressurized airbay. Where is this fine bridge? I'm assuming the bridge would be the front. Corroded airlock. Forget being delicate, run on the contract, forcing the lock is the fastest way to get entry. Lock the sections take longer, but cutting away the lock layer by layer is the safest way to make it through. I think it's got to be done. It's already a little bit damaged from our crash early by the looks of it. Oh, none of us are good at this. Okay, that's not great. No one here is good at that. Understood. That's not great. Find access point. None of us are good at this either. What? Okay, we're okay. Clear cargo hold doors. Okay, let me... Suddenly made it a lot more difficult. Especially considering I didn't really want to force the lock. Now let's give him his 6. See if he, with 100% positive action, if that can get us in a bit easier without breaking it. Gonna have to risk it for the biscuit, risk it for the biscuit. Oh. Risk this for the biscuit. Let's go. Risk. Biscuit, but we've broken something. Contract stress has triggered a crisis. The crisis will add 1 contract stress per cycle unless resolved in the crisis location. Crisis location? Crisis location. Emergency seal. We've had a breach. Neither of us can do this. Hey, Juni, that's not good. What's already to fall apart if this breach isn't sealed? Bad things are going to happen. Right, we need to rest. We need to rest. Galley, I'm assuming we can't eat. Yeah, slightly bleeded. And cycle. We need to regain our stuff and then we'll get rid of that. We'll figure it out though. We'll figure it out. Well, we had terrible rolls. I thought I could re-roll a roll. I swear. Re-roll plus 1 die. How? How do I re-roll the dice? Push, reroll confirm plus 1 stress, reroll 2 lowest dice. How do I reroll normally? It says I could. Is that this? I've added that? No. I can't figure out how I do that. Because I've taken that skill and I want to re-roll my number 1 dice, but I actually don't know how. Interesting. Let's get into the main area. Actually, sorry. Before we do that, let's just patch this breach. You'll be quite good at this. Seraphin, sorry, wrong name. There we go. That's not great, really, is it? Considering none of us can really do this. Get 6 on there, 100% positive action. If that should hopefully be enough. Or 1 off. Throw the 3 on there. There's a good chance we'll at least get it, not just destroy it. I take back my words completely. We're gonna have to rest again. I don't see any other way of going around that. Because if this goes badly, we are breached. Sealed and fastened direct collapse. Okay. We're about to hit a second breach as well, which is really, really bad. Really, really bad. So if he can do something. 50-50, you might as well just try it. Okay, you got some seal, but we're gonna have to use in the next turn because we just aren't able to do anything. Doesn't feel good. We're not able to re-roll our 1s unless we push. Re-roll 2 of those dice. Damage in his wife's town. The villagers just killed him while fighting off a raid. Like, hey, he's a bad guy. Get him. Like, no. Got him. Yeah, let's end this cycle because I don't want to do any bad rolls. But we're about to have a second crisis appear, and I think it's going to just destroy this wreck so quickly. Well, terrible rolls. We've got another purge protocol. Okay, she's quite good at this. The derelict security system has been jotted back into operation and needs to be shut down quickly. 2 cycle. Well, okay then. We can do this as well for a positive. Let me see if I can get into here first. Let me see if we can get what we need and get out of here quickly. We can make that work. If we need to stay and do bits, we can. Be positive, be positive, be positive, be positive. We need a positive here. We need a win. There we go. We're in the bridge. The bridges there lie silent. Pale beams of your suit lamps catch rows of terminals and clouds of glittering dust. Wires wave like seaweed, and the whole scene appears as if underwater, chaotic but still. Junie glides past you, disturbing the dust and taking you by surprise as she does. She has been a stoic presence so far, but in this moment she seems drawn forward by some force of curiosity. You watch as she bats away debris and begins checking terminals. Let her work. She is already prying an access panel off one of the most intact looking terminals. As she does, puffs of rust colour of the vacuum around her approach her. Turns back to the terminal and quickly finishes prying off the plate. Then quickly she reaches inside, fishing around for something. Her hand comes back with a waving cable toppled with a thick connector. As soon as she sees it, she slips a keyboard-sized deck out from somewhere on her person. She runs her hand across the back until she finds the right port and slots it into the connector. All this happens in a few seconds. The routine, practiced, and precise. It's not hard to be impressed. It's hard not to be impressed. They are playing with mine colonies, and I've turned on PvP so you can raid other settlements. I guess you took him. Not friendly list. Got murderized. That's quite cool. I've seen stuff for mine colonies. It does look fun. Like building up a little base and stuff. Loads of miners, you know, people. I say miners, like villagers. Not your first Solheim ship. Nicely done at work. Not your first Solheim ship. She glances you and look at you. A nervous look on her face. Does she think you're accusing her of something? She shakes her head and goes back to her work. Dawn! Hey! Welcome in, bud. I'm going to be streaming Minecraft later. That's what I'm going to do. You a little shout out for it all, okay? It's a little tray. Junie's fingers dance across the desk, the deck's keyboard, and a burst of static lights on the Solheim terminal screen. A sudden burst of light and colour takes you by surprise. Junie's fingers tap away. The terminal screen flashes with blocks of colour and lines of code. It buzzes and vibrates. The long dead system falls back into chaotic life. Then, all at once, it goes dark. The terminal is dead. Shit! Junie hisses under her breath. Useless. Cannot tell if her insight is directed at the terminal or herself. Hey, can't wait. Can't wait. You can be buzzed. I've already made the server, already made the realm. I will send you details over just in case you wanted to play. No, nice here, bro. I wanted to. Find anything? There's plenty more. Find anything? She looks up at you as if she's just waking from a dream. No, she pauses. Nothing useful. She totally slides her deck away. The cradle with the data core can't be far. She pushes off the terminal, gliding away from you. I'll start looking. She calls back and heads to the other side of the bridge. Sophie glides up beside you. Everything okay? What do you think of Junie? Kid? Sophie shrugs. You know better than me. Keeps to herself. He squints at her retreating form. Sophie's stretching his suit. I have to admit, it's nice to be back working, especially now that we're the ones who will reap the benefits. He claps you on the shoulder. Feels good to be taking our fate into our own hands. I know it's pretty rough there, back on Hexport, and out here we're just likely to get shredded by debris. It's fine, damn data core. But aren't you glad we made a break for it? He pauses and looks down. I haven't asked the question almost by accident. I mean, I am. I just don't want to speak for you. I'm glad too. Sophie smiles. You better be. I didn't give up that little dark side cupboard I was living in for nothing. He laughs at his own joke. Look. Sophie checks his suit wrist seals. Once we've got a bit of space behind us, once we've gone the distance, if we even manage to get that far, he throws his brow. Don't feel you owe me. I'm no charity case. You want us to go our separate ways? Fine by me. Meet your eyes. Just do me the favour of telling me to my face. That won't happen. Sophie nods but doesn't respond. After a moment, he shines his torch out into the dark. Checking the row. I'm doing very well. You done? How are you, my friend? How are you? Enjoying Citizen Sleeper 2. Very nice. A lot more decisions I feel like we get to make. After a moment, he shines his torch into the dark, checking the rows of terminals all across the bridge. You watch the glittering dust as it eddies in the beam. Sophie sighs. Let's get to it. You watch as he crosses the bridge, his torch probing the dark corners. You feel a chill run through your body as you imagine the people that once ran the ship. The Solheim crew, surely long. Wait! Oh, for some reason, I knew it was a Solheim ship we went on our journey, but for some reason I thought it was a ship we were on before we left. And I was like, oh! What was it like here before the collapse, when the system was the jewel in Solheim's crown? And it's impossible to know. That history is lost to you now. All you can do is pick what you can from the ruins. derelict bridge. Track the pathways, reboot the system, rebooting the hunt, routing, then hunting on pathways. Data responds. Wait. Okay, so I'm good at this. He's good at that. She's good at this. So his can go over there, and mine can go over here. Hers done. Let's track this data core. We need to at least get this before the ship just completely just decays. It's not looking great for the ship right now. Pretty dope, just finished. But having and I'll be going to bed. Ah, fair enough, fair enough. How was your work today? Positive, 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 positive. Yay! Something. Right, can't really do anything with these rolls. 1, 1, 1, 1. Push, let's re-roll. That's good. Might take in stress, but it's gonna have to be done. Let's just find this. Let's get this done. We need this done as quickly as possible. Fun to say the least. Yeah. I get that. Head back to the rig. Let's have a good nap. I know we're not gonna say, how do I put it? Get our big reward, I feel, but we're gonna do our best to at least have a finished mission to get out of here. Let's reboot. Actually, before we do that, let's see. You've got 4. That means negative outcome, though. Yeah. I want to avoid that if possible. And then even extracting it might have a different type of outcome. He's got 5, so that's a positive for some type. Even if it's 2. Ah, he took stress, though. That's not good. Let's do that. That should hopefully... Did it do 3, 3, 3, 3, 3? 2. Okay, we can live with that. Let's get it done. At least he's got 3, he's got 4, I've got 1. I'll do a push, we've re-rolled. We'll be okay. We've located it. How's it getting out? Yep, slice the core, isolate the core. The core is fragile, but by rerouting the data connections to it from its cradle, it can be lifted through without damage, at least in theory. When we're getting the fragile core out, is to physically cut it free, slicing each connector individually, though the potential damage is high. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to extract it nice and cleanly. Clean, 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 clean. Happy, 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 happy. Okay, good. Just need some positives. We need a few positives here, people. And all will be good. Positives, yeah. You'll get a 4 from this. More positives. More positives. More positives. Positive. Woo! It's exhausting being this positive. Right, we need to try and get out of here. Because this rig, we're going to hit another one, and that means if we don't complete this in the next cycle, this place will just completely die. Which isn't great, because we can't, unless his do all of it right now, we ain't resealing this. Unless it gets it right now. So there we go, it's done 2. So close though. So close. We're about to unlock another issue, which is the problem. And that's going to jump it to 3. So we'll get to the second bar, we can reduce it by 1, but then even 2 that and it's still going to destroy the ship. So yeah, we've got a decision to make here. But at least we've got 1 more day to decide what that is. So that's the only blessing from it. Let's end this cycle and see what we can do. Oh, worrying though. Don't want our ship falling apart on us. Especially while we're using it. New crisis activated. Shock. Shock. We've got what's up over here. Fuel cleanup. The derelict class surviving fuel reserve is about to burst as we pilot for the ship. If it isn't cleaned up fast, things will get dangerous. Well, none of us are made to do that, so that is not great. Let's get... Sorry, don't leave because it's about to just collapse on itself. Let's get this out and see what we can do. Can't do anything. It's what it is. Let's isolate this core and get this out of here. At least 100% positive. As is this. Do our push if we can reroll those. Okay, that works for me. Let's extract this data core. We've got the main thing we came for then. Something. That is something. Extract the core from the Solheim derelict cleanly. Core conservator. Ooh, conservator. You watch nervously as Junie guides the core out of the cradle. A large ball, almost half your height in diameter. It glides up out of the framework that held it, connections waving loose and cut. A breathing comes through the suit's comms, loud enough to be picked up, and it fills you with tense energy as you watch. Over the course of this job, you've seen Junie both focused and distracted, nervous and precise. We've not seen her any more confident than in this moment now. She floats beside the data core, handling it with care and skill, as if it was the vast egg of some endangered bird. Glances up and sees you watching her, and you notice something unfamiliar in her eyes, something that you've been perhaps seen in a passing moment before. Only now it has no momentary lapse or change. It is set in place. You see determination. She guides the core a little away from you with one hand, but at the same time comes forward, almost placing herself between you and her prize. It does seem to be hers, and it does seem to be hers in the way she handles it, the possessive way she screens it with her body. We need to talk. Damon comes flat and deadpan, any nervous tremble gone, right now. Okay. Sleeper, she takes a deep breath. I want to be honest with you, but I need you to know you won't take this from me. Junie glances around the cradle defensively. The Seraphin's already heading back to the ship to prepare the cargo bay for the core storage. You two are alone. Tell me and we'll see. Fine, she folds her arms. It's staying with me. Karsten doesn't deserve this. This treasure, Sleeper. Junie glances over her shoulder at the core. You know how many of these are left intact? She shakes her head. And all he wants to do is wipe it clean so he can use it to interface with export. All that data gone. So what do you want? I want to extract the data, to make use of it. You see some genuine emotion flicker in her eyes. She sighs. After extracting the data, the core will be unusable. There's a security system that will fry it if data duplication is attempted. I can delay the security response long enough to copy the data, but after that, she trails off. You've done this before? She looks down. Yes. Meet your eyes. That's why I've came. Look at this place, Sleeper. Gestures to the cradle room, a dark and twisted cabin of modern day tech. How many of these places are left? How many chances do we have to recover anything this fragile? Like it or not, we live in Solheim's shadow, in their ruins, and yet we know almost nothing. What chance do we have of understanding how we got here when others like them, like Senate Stat and Conway, are descending in the system? What can we learn from that call? I don't know, Sleeper. That is the point. She gestures around herself. We could learn our history and how the system was settled. We could better learn the technology we build our lives on. We could uncover Solheim's crimes and seek to make amends. He looks at you with pleading eyes. We could see beyond the survival, towards something else. You've never heard Junie speak like this, and you realise what you've taken. Your nervousness was actually control. This, the person in front of you, spending a decaying data core with their life, is the real Junie. When you think of Lane, of the price he likely put on Yule and Seraphin's head, and of the feed lines without which leaving Hexport was almost impossible, is this even a choice? Explain about the feed lines. Junie listens carefully as you tell her about the deal with Karsten. The feed lines he offered you, and that both you and Seraphin are on the run. Then I'll help you. Junie doesn't flinch. We find another way to get those feed lines. Karsten is an idiot. I can hack his security, you can pull them out, and you can pull them out of there, or Seraphin looks tough. Maybe we can grab them. He looks desperate. We can do it. We can do something. Oh, what's your opinion, guys? Should we assist her? Should we not? I don't know what the best way to go around this is, to be honest with you. Let's have a thought. Let me grab a drink while I just think of the best way to deal with this one moment. You would assist her? See, we can assist her, but we have no money. So if we assist her and we can't pull this off, I guess we'll be fees. We want it there, but we'll probably never have that there. Cotton is security. Don't you work for him? Junie glances away. Look, I knew you wouldn't take me if lies. Might have misled you there. I knew he knew where the derelict was, and I heard your conversation. I've been keeping an eye on him. She pauses. I know I lied, but I can help you. Let me strip the data from this core, and I promise to help you get you the feed lines. Meet your eyes with intensity. It's a lot of information taken at once. You need a second to think. So we either help her and potentially have to steal the feed lines, but maybe get some good data, or we just don't do this, we don't help her, take it back, by force probably, and then go off? I don't know. I'll admit, I do think I prefer Nia to Junie though. At least she kind of was just chill and getting along with it. Doesn't want to be in a brother's shadow, where Junie isn't really explaining it very well, but we don't know her backstory either. So you think a sister? Well, since there's no, I don't think there's anyone else in anymore. And they've all gone off. Right, then I think we shall help her. Let's do it. Sounds a bit more fun. Let's do it. Thank you. Junie looks genuinely moved. This is a gift to all of us, Sleeper. Hope you'll see it like that. Junie turns to the data core, quickly gathering one of its loose connections. She takes out her deck and plugs it in, then crosses her legs and places it across from them, floating tethered beside the core. Fingers begin tapping at the keyboard, teasing out the core's data and whatever Solheim secrets it might contain. As she does, Seraphim enters. He braces himself in the entryway. What's she doing? Junie doesn't seem to notice. Emptying the data. She's doing what? Seraphim jumps to attention, but you put a hand on his shoulder. He eyes you suspiciously. I hope you know what you're doing, Sleeper. You're not towards the core. That's our ticket out of export. Junie will help us. You'll see. If you say so. You both turn to watch Junie stripping the core of its secrets. A little while later, once the core has been emptied out and its defense mechanisms have scorched its seams black, you watch the metallic sphere spinning gently in the room and wonder if you've just made a terrible mistake. Contract failed. Junie, it's all on you now. Because, you, oh, you best get us in. Or out, should I say. This ship is literally about to destroy itself. Right, you can do this. Not very well. It's the risk of us immediately destroying the ship is the problem. I mean, that's a higher chance. Might as well just try it. If it fails, we leave immediately. We leave immediately. Time to go. Because this place is about to destroy itself. We need to leave now. Ah, sorry, it's a map, isn't it? You can now travel back to the hub. Once you leave, you'll not be able to return. Leave the contract. Leave. Let's head back. Lose the stress. Not great run. We failed it. But I think we've made a good friend. Potentially. As you arrive into export, Junie speaks up from the back of the cockpit. We're going to have to act fast if we want to take those feed lines. You and Seraphim exchange glances. You're both still getting used to this new Junie. We? Seraphim raised an eyebrow. Neither one of us fried the core and stole all its data. He shoots you a look. For some reason, we'd let you. It was the right call. Was it? Seraphim laughs. Well, I'm reassured. I don't think Karsten is going to take kindly to the idea that we brought someone pretending to work for him on the job and let her have the prize. He shoots Junie a look. Do you even know what she's up to? Junie looks between the two of you. Hexport hasn't exactly been kind to me. You two trusted me even though I didn't deserve it. I'm not used to that. I want to repay it. Lunchman that Karsten is probably ripping you off. Even if you get enough cryo, what's to say you won't raise the price? Trust me, he's no good. I was trying to deal with Karsten to get those derelict coordinates from him the moment I arrived here, and he ran me in circles. She shakes her head. So our friend's watching closely. Even if I do take you at your word, which given everything seems a little tough, how do you even do this? How do we even do this? He raises an eyebrow. You're telling me we just drift in there and take the feed lines? Look, I get you. You don't trust me, she pauses. What if I have a vested interest in this working out? There's nothing left for me here, and I don't much feel like hanging around waiting for Karsten to figure out my involvement in all this. I need safe passage. You need the feed lines to grant it. She allowed herself a smile. See where I'm going with this? Seraphim sighs. I don't like it, he pauses, but it makes sense. What do you think, Sleeper? We all get something. Exactly. Junie smiles. Let me prepare. I guess that is one fair point. At least if we don't help Nia still has a brother to rely on who can help out. It might be a bit of a, overpowering presence, but he'll help her. Whereas Junie's not got that. So we'll help Junie out. If we can bring both, amazing. If not, we'll just help Junie. I'll head to Factory Road, scope the place out. Meet me there and we can work out a plan. She glances between the two of you. Trust me, we can find a way. We'll keep it simple, clean. Simple is good. Agreed, Seraphim cuts in. His dark look betrays his concerns. I'll go scope out the bay we need in Factory Row. We should split up, less likely for Karsten to suspect us. Meet me there in a few and we can finish setting up. Junie clips from her seat, floating. I want to show you I can be trusted. That we can do this. She looks between the two of you. Believe that, please. And with that, she slips away down the passage, towards the airlock and hexport beyond. You look at Seraphim, saying nothing, Sleeper. He clips from her seat. If this is kind of mess you have to go through to get to the other side, or is the kind you never escape. Either way, we're in it now. We lose the cockpit. So the chaotic lights of Hexport, and wonder if anything in the Star Belt ever runs smoothly. It's a great question, really, isn't it? And we are literally out of time, so we have to make this work now. Reserve target, hack security. Do you need help to hack? Oh, we're quite good at hacking, so we might as well. So I find it interesting on normal day-to-day we can't hack things. Right, should be enough. Be enough. Positive, positive, positive. Yes. And positive, 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 positive. Perfect. We're in. The sound of fist on keyboard wakes you from the scrolling code on the terminal screen. You turn to see Junie, a rare half smile on her face as she floats cross-legged with her deck in her lap. The blue light of the snap-on screen makes her eyes glint with a glittering excitement. Got him. She shoots a look at you. Costin's whole system is mine. Push away from your terminal to glide over to our screen. Running the mapping protocol now, I want to know about every little dusty corner of his network. Is there much to map? You squint to the screen. Weirdly, there is. It's coming up now. Seems Costin is pretty paranoid. This whole system is iced over with some serious security she found. What are all these layers of? The red pulse flashes across her face, changing her features as it does. Shit, shit, shit. Fingers come dancing across the keyboard. Something is closing to the port. We need another red flash and her screen goes blank. Junie's fist hits the keyboard again, harder. We've been kicked out. She's rapidly shaking her head. There's no way a salvager's shop could have this kind of countermeasure. She looks troubled. That's it, we're locked out. She looks over you. It seems so. I think our friend Carsten is involved in some nasty stuff. She rubs her forehead in thought. Wait, her fingers fly across the keyboard. The screen flickered with commands. A complex node graph assembles on the screen, a mess of interlocking connections. The mapping protocol did enough. We point to the screen. All the security systems are there, which indicates a dark section of broken connections. We didn't get what's here, but it seems like we found something, some kind of archive. Nothing we want. Wonder what's there. Junie shrugs. Some big data trawls, it looks like. Copies of old drives he found? Could just be a load of data left over from salvaging jobs that he thinks is worth something. Miles. He's a meathead with no eye for data. There's probably a load of debug logs he thinks are Solheim secrets. He giggles at the idea. Junie pulls a thumb drive out of one of her many pockets and slots into tech. Time to create my cat. Identify the program. Positive outcome, minus stress. You watch the code spilling from across the screen and notice the addresses from the node map are being marked and logged. As you watch, you see that the cat identifies weaknesses, marks nodes with multiple connections and fragile structures. It is making a plan of attack. Junie is going to blast Costin's network apart with data. Junie sees the look of recognition in your eyes, and I thought I could show you something new. She looks impressed. It's called Jammer, CAT for short. Give it the map of a network and an entry point, and it will flood the system with raw data and network noise. Any tech connected to it gets a killer headache. Ability to take the remnants of Solheim security systems out of commission on old derelicts, she spent. I had one too many close calls. What will it do to Costin's shop? Pretty much fry anything on our map. Cameras, shutter controls, alarms, it will be pure chaos. He plucks the thumbnail drive out of her deck and hands it over. Cat head sticker on it catching the light as you turn it with fingers. We still lost access, of course. Junie turns back to our screen, bringing up another node map. There's an old Solheim port from the original factory just outside Costin's. Put the cat in there and it should be able to open that door. What are we waiting for? Nothing, but she looks away. This isn't going to be quiet, she squints. This whole system is going to get data blasted. Not a subtle hack. When you slot the cat, you get in, grab the feed lines and run. Sounds like one hell of a risk. Seraphin's voice catches you both by surprise as he slips into the dark and empty unit. Well, Junie pauses between the two of you. It's our best option. Seraphin narrows his eyes. And where will you be while we run the gauntlet of scramble security and make the grab? Seraphin looks away. I can monitor how it goes down remotely. From here, or the ship. Seraphin gives you a look. You can tell he's finding it hard to trust Junie after everything. I trust you, Junie. She smiles a thin smile. Thanks. She starts to back her deck, but I'll find somewhere else to work from. Close to the ship, but out of your way. Junie shoulders her bag and glides to the door. When you are ready, slot the cat and go. By the time you are back at the ship, I'll be there. He glances down. Don't leave without me. Shoots Seraphin another look and then slips out of the unit. Seraphin watches her go, then turns to you. The whole of Hexport is about to hear about this. He shakes his head. You better get ready the moment you slot that thing. I'll be ready. Seraphin nods silently. I'll be at the ship preparing the engine. We need to be ready to fit the lines as fast as we possibly can. Meet your eyes. Be careful. Don't stop for anyone or anything. He puts a hand on your shoulder and don't even think about looking back. With that, he slips out of the unit, leaving you alone to consider what comes next. Oh, right. We've got things to do. No more contracts. And literally, we're a day out, so we have a day of rest, and then it's time to go. So, getting busy over here. Can't see off random with this one. Costin supplies it and roll we have to do. Captain Jammer. I mean, if we had the money, we could just buy it, but we're not going to be able to earn enough in this time. That's the issue. Maybe if I heard the other crew members be specced into the other way, maybe we could have held it. I don't know. Maybe we could have gone a different way, but what it is, we're living this life. We're going for it. Hope there's no rolls. Whilst this place is locked up for the cycle, shut down, alarms on, the denizens of Factory Row snaking past with deliveries and work orders. You hold your position opposite the shop and take a deep breath, waiting for the sign that this is going to work. You look at the thumbnail drive, with its shimmering cat sticker sticking out of the old Solheim access port. You imagine the flow of data as the Captain Jammer seeks for an entry point to pass through the system. You think of Junie, tucked away near the ship, watching you through the public network. You think of Seraphim deep in the engine room of the rig. Hurry the hell up, you think, enough waiting. Then you hear it, a pulsating white noise, spluttering and then screaming out of Carson's shop. The shutter scissors up and down, the light pulse, and alarms gurgles in confusion. For a moment you are stunned into stillness. The people stop in the street and turn to look as the shutter's motors burn out in a cascade of sparks and angry smoke. Now we'll never approach carefully, rush inside. Into it, let's approach carefully and hope it success. Yeah! Positive. You skirt around the people watching, using them as a perimeter. They are pointing and talking, some of them laughing, while others look concerned. You slip around the edge of the entryway, and then, as another cascade of sparks and the observers cowering for cover, you slip inside. It takes you a moment to gather yourself in the chaos of the shop. The wall-mounted screens scream out white noise, and the flickering lights make it hard to concentrate, but you keep your focus. You scramble over the feed lines in the window, grabbing the bundle with both arms. They wave wildly in your grasp as you wrench them away. Kick off the counter, gliding back out the passage. Your arcing glides you into the crowd. You steer yourself through the gap in gathering bodies and kick off hard towards the port. Feed lines wave wildly, but you grip them hard to your chest and don't look back. Seraphim better be ready. Ooh. Ooh. At least we didn't, rush in and people saw it and hey, who's that? Your arms ache from clutching the feed lines, but you don't loosen your grip until you see the entrance to the docking bridge. Sleeper! You almost ignore the call until you realize you recognize a voice. Junie glides up to meet you, her hand on your shoulder guiding you towards the bridge. I'm with you now. She shoots you a glance. What a show her, she laughs nervously. It was certainly loud. She smiles a little. Wish I could have seen the cat in action. You both glide down the docking bridge, Junie helping you with the trailing feed lines. From what you can tell, news of the chaos of Factory Row has not reached the port yet. You feel a flush of excitement as you enter the ship's airlock. This is it. You did it. You try to keep focus, but the elation makes your hands tremble. You take a sharp turn in the central passage of the ship and make your way to the engine room. The feed lines now wielding the cramped space. Seraphim is waiting for you, shaking his head. Looks like we're in business. He lets out a sigh, and on the run from two different people now. He grabs the feed lines. I'll take it from here. Quickly begins the process of connecting the engine to the subsidiary fuel tank. You watch, catching your breath as he works. How about you make yourself useful rather than just making me nervous, Seraphim says without looking up from his work. Go close the airlock and disconnect the bridge. Someone might have been in. Both of you now. You and Junie glance at each other. Both of you now, Seraphim calls out. Two of you turn and make your way up the passage. Your nerves settling now. You arrive at the airlock and reach the control panel. You see him. Kristen, coming up the docking bridge. Fast. Close the airlock. Positive. Your hand dances across the controls, inputting the closure sequence in seconds. The door hisses and closes before the cursor can even makes it to the end of the bridge. You catch one glimpse of his retreating figure before docking the bridge. Shutter scissors close, blocking him from view. You hear a clunk as the clamps disengages. You are free. Seraphim rushes past, guiding up the passageway from the engine room. Come on, get yourself strapped in. You and Junie silently follow him, your head spinning, your thoughts racing. You slip into your seat as Seraphim punches in the departure sequence. The rig begins to pull away from Hexport, Seraphim's hands on the controls. Close your eyes and feel the force of the thrusters firing. And we're on the run! Escape Hexport before Lane finds you. Export. Major drive complete, 2 upgrade points. We've been through a lot there. I'm assuming we couldn't invite Nia. I bet if we had paid for it, like, all goody goody or handed it in, maybe we would have got Nia's assistance. That's what I'm thinking. What the? Seraphim's quiet question interrupts your thoughts as the rig cuts across the belt. Export is now behind you, drifting out of visual range. Its glinting lights now just part of the background glow of the belt's thousands of reflected bodies. Whatever trouble you started up there has surely been left behind, which is why Seraphin's muttering was worrying you. What's up? Seraphin turns. There's a transmission coming out of Hexport, some kind of evac order. He turns back to his console. Let me check this. Sleeper, the voice as the source it is, cuts through you. Lane. I know you were there, hissing pause. Stay silent. I'm getting a wide channel broadcast. He rubs his shoulder nervously. They're warning people to alter their course away from the station. You're slipping away a squawk of noise, but we can't have that. I take this personally, Sleeper, a sharp intake of breath. For all my investment, all my care expended upon you, this is how you repay me. At least we're heading away, Seraphin interrupts. Maybe it's just a precaution. I see a little something glinting out there, Lane continues. Could that be you? Sleeper, you hear Seraphin calling, but you don't move, you don't breathe, all you hear is Lane's voice. You unclip from your restraint, drifting towards Seraphin. He gives you a wild look. Something isn't right. You don't feel right. A numbness grows in your body, your fingers flexing without your input. You reach out towards Seraphin. No, not you. Something reaches out to Seraphin through you. Tension flickers in his eyes. Fear, a hissing silence, then a rumbling blast. All at once the rig screams, system seizing electromagnetic paralysis. All at once the rig shifts, carried on some shockwave of light. Pain, then darkness. Knocked out. Uh-oh. That's not good. Drive failed with glitching. Oh, what's this? Voices echo warmly through your mind. Unknown, the vast and dark interior. You can't quite make out what's being said, and any attempt to focus causes a growing flare of pain, so you let them fill the air. Unidentifiable and soft. Yeah, literally, I don't know what's happened. I don't know if there's any way we can avoid this, if this is like 100% going to happen every time. Who knows? You are floating, so you cannot yet feel your body or its weight. The feeling is pleasant, soothing, and yet the moment you realise this, it begins to fade. Something spasms in your fingers. You flick it away. Sensation crosses the sole of your foot, and you kick your leg. A weight settles itself on your chest. You're awake, and you open your eyes to light playing across a surface patterned with stained cushioning. You're alone. The voice is replaced by the hum of air cycling, the distant clank of maintenance systems. You're alone, and this is not shit. You jerk upwards against the straps that hold you loosely to a berth, suddenly confronted with the last things you remember, an overwhelming numbness, and below it, an unsipid animating force creeping through your mind. You pull at the straps and free yourself, floating up into the small habitation room, pushing them more into your mind racing. What happened? You search back and remember only Seraphin shouts, sudden acceleration of the rig, and then darkness. A chill runs through you. I hope he's okay, because I guess we're a machine, right? We can live a bit more force, but it's still humans that are on the ship. Cold light fills the room, and you float over to the dark square of the window. You see stars, the bright pinpricks of drive trails, and skeletal docking bridges. This is a station. A sudden hiss draws your attention to the door, which slides open with puff and equalizing pressure. The entering figure jumps as they see you are awake. You're up. They hesitate in the doorway. Bliss, troubled repair technician. Where's Seraphin? Your friend, right? They laugh nervously. I'm not really sure. They headed out a while ago. I'm Bliss, they shrug, not sure of what to add. Your crew are out. Sorry. They brought you here. Here? Right. They nod slowly. This is my room. They glance around. I'm not much, I know. We are in my repair bay on the far spindle, if you know where that is. How did I get here? They look around the room again. Come on, let's go somewhere a little more comfortable. Hold that hand. You're safe. Don't worry. Well, that could have gone better, couldn't it, Robo? You follow them out into the corridor, gliding behind them. They move with the ease of someone who was either born in zoology or has spent most of their life in it. They guide you to an enclosed balcony, where heavily scratched, thick acrylic windows look out onto the chaotic-looking wet dock. At the centre of the dock is the rig, scratched and warm but still your ship, a reassuring sight. Is she okay? She will be when I'm done with her. Bliss sees you staring at the rig. Took some damage, but she's a hardy old thing. Your ship, Bliss pauses. You were lucky I heard your distress signal. You sense they are holding back something. I guess that expensive long-range array I was tricked into buying finally paid off. They laugh to themselves. Well, at least for someone. You were out cold when I got there, and I've been for all the cycles since. Your friend wasn't in great shape either, but he bounced back fast. Seraphin, I'm troubled, stubborn, and on the run. Oh, a different pose for him now. Interesting. Oh, what's that on his chest though? Like a medical pouch. What happened? The gay, like, gauze on his arm type thing as well. I think I have it doing that, Seraphin's voice makes you spin around. Good to see you up. He can't suppress a smile. You okay? He smiles. Don't start fussing over me, Sleeper. I'm good. Your eyes fall on Seraphin's bandaged underman. He notices and pulls his jacket over the wound. It only looks better than when you came in. You should have seen. Bliss abruptly stops after Seraphim glares in their direction. Here, Seraphim pulls out a few chips out of her pocket. Patch. Brings them over to Bliss. That's all I could get for now. Working in your condition? Seraphim sighs, please, I'm fine. Bliss looks at you apologetically. I know what it looks like, but I'm sorry. I can't work for free. Keeping this place going is bad enough. I get it. Seraphim nods. We're just thankful you towed us in. We aren't freeloaders. Bliss looks between the two of you. I'll let you two catch up. They turn to you. I'm glad you're awake. We were worried. And they pat you on the shoulder and glide back down the corridor. With Bliss gone, silence descends on you and Seraphim. Both of you unsure what to say. Where's Junie? She's probably on the ship, working on the deck of hers. Seraphim looks out the window. She's been useful. Not sure we would have got the distress signal out without her. What do you remember? He looks at you with concern. Transmission. Seraphim looks at the rig. Takes a breath, steeling himself for what he has to say. Export is he clears his throat. It's gone. He flinches. What do you mean gone? It's gone. Seraphim catches your eye. Dropped off the map. No signals apart from one sent from the fleeing ships. He frowns. I don't know what happened. No one does. Your mind skips, unable to focus on the information you've just been told. You think of the constant activity of the bends, the rumbles of the factory code. Row, Parston, gone. By the time Bliss reached us, we've drifted out of range. You could have seen it go up. I saw a sleeper. But I saw a sleeper. Something exploded, white hot. He rubs his arm, suppressing a shiver. A moment later, the shockwave was on us. The rig was crippled. Engine kept firing, but guidance went offline, sending us arcing out across the belt. He drops a hand inside his jacket, pressing against the bandage on his side. I'm praying that when we activated the cat, it didn't just break his system, but the entire station system. So that'd be terrible. Unless that's him, the guy Lane's following us, and that's his example. He's destroyed the station, killing how many thousands of people? Hundreds, thousands, who knows? It's normally thousands on these stations that are quite big. Also, I just noticed that there's actually like a... Oh no, that's not a line. I thought that was moving because of the way you look on the left side of how it goes. When we move, it moves the white line. I managed to get her under control, but not before we started spinning. My strains came loose and you weren't even strapped in, so we both got scrambled. Smiles a weak smile. Like being trapped in an auto watch. He turns back to you. I'm impressed you made it, to be honest. Flesh and blood human would have been smashed to pieces. He goes silent, the image a little too raw for him to continue. Could it be to do with us? Seraphim shrugs. Your guess is as good as mine, he squints. Would Lane do something like that? It doesn't make any sense. But Subo is a gang. They run dark side. They don't go around blowing up stations. All anyone is seeing is debris and radiation. I picked up a lot of ship transponders before the rig went offline. Maybe some people got out. He stops, unable to add anything more. We both float in silence for a moment. So, we lost our tail? What now? Seraphim laughs weakly, one step at a time. You in a rush? We already owe Bliss for the work they did on the rig, and it isn't finished yet. A few more cycles, I've been told. Bliss won't hold us hostage, but I don't like to skip out without paying. Even if we could get the rig started up, he rubs his necklace between his fingers. Bad karma. Beyond that, we need work, fuel, supplies, and we need to make sure you are okay. He counts off the issues on his fingers. After that, he shrugs. I haven't heard of anyone coming after us, and if they did, they'd have to come through Hexport or what's left of it. He looks away. The fast spindle is way out of Lane's territory anyway. They call this bit of the belt the Wash, and the stations here run differently to dark side, so for now we have some freedom. Seraphim sighs. Freedom to go broke, starve, and get into even more trouble, that is. In all honesty, I was hoping you might have some ideas. He pats you on the shoulder. Let's look for a contract that wants to explore the space. Keep moving. To explore the space. Fast spindle? There's plenty to see. This is a free station. No one faction holds control. It's quite the circus. Just watch your step out there. Seraphim pauses and stares down. Look, sleeper. He rubs his side. I'm not sure I can work right now. I just got kicked out of a salvage yard for passing out on the job. He looked away. Even with the pain meds, I've been able to scare up. I can fly, that's for sure. He stares obstinately at the rig. But you're going to need some crew if you want to do any serious work. He chews his lip. I'm sorry. Don't be. Thanks, sleeper. He turns away. We could go take a rest on the rig and wipe. You look at the rig as he leaves. The warmth and softness of your waking moments are feeling like a distant memory. Is this what you wanted? Freedom? A chance to work for yourself? Not Lane? Well, here it is, with all the problems and complications you could imagine. And at what cost? Could Lane have wiped out Hexport just to try to end you? You shiver at the thought. But if not Lane, then who? Freeze, Quadro Mountain. Well on them. Could it have been Conway, a drone, or mine drifting starward? Senate stat, perhaps, if something weakened the belt, or a belt faction attempting to flip the board by intent or mistake. The belt had considered itself safe from the war brewing in the inner system, but now exports loss will be felt all across the Starward belt. What does that mean to you? Your needs are much more immediate, apparently. Those must come first. Take a breath. Time to make a plan. Story, you've gained some glitch. Glitch is a penalty you gain from fixing dice and from Lane's attempt to hack your system. Okay, so it is Lane. Your current level of glitch is represented by the glitch clock to the right of your dice. You can have a maximum of 6. Each level of glitch you gain will increase your chance of rolling a glitch dice. Each time you roll a glitch dice, you clear one level of glitch. The glitch dice has an 80% chance of a negative outcome when used, and a 20% chance of a positive outcome. Ah, okay. You find your knee in the airlock, a small collection of things crammed into a bag. I was coming to see you, I promise. He looks nervous. I was waiting for you to wake up. Seraphin said you were okay, so... That's okay. She smiles. Thank you, Sleeper. I'm glad you're feeling better. While you were out, she pauses, concern for you obvious. I was digging into the data I pulled from that call, the Solheim one. There's a lot of stuff in there. But it's impossible to read. Either I'm decrypting it wrong, or I don't have the right cipher. Whatever it is, I think it means the data is important. Takes a breath, or at least it was the Solheim. I need to find someone to help me pick away at it. Crack it open. She looks down. That's why I'm going. We can take you there. No, look. She takes a sharp breath. After what happened with the rig, Bliss saving us, we're lucky to be alive. She shifts her bag on her shoulder. I think I'm better off alone. For now. Oh, she suddenly reaches into her bag, producing a handful of chips. Some of the data I sold, just so I could buy myself a ticket to where I need to go. It's not much, but here's your share. Message the chips. Keep them. Okay, she smiles weakly. Thank you. Good luck, Sleeper, and tell Seraphin goodbye for me. What are you chasing? She freezes, caught off guard by a question. She pauses. I know there's value, true value in this data, Sleeper. I know that, and she pauses again, unsure of herself. I have a project to continue. One I can't, I won't abandon. Maybe I can tell you about it another time, she smiles weakly, closing up again. Well, she rubs the back of her neck. See you around. You watch her drift away down the docking tunnel and into the far spindle. Question still bouncing around your head. Maybe if you're passed across again, you might be able to get some of them answered. Cool. Right, let's check this place out, eh? This is Bay. There's our ship, the brig, your refuge in the belt. Why has it got a cycle? Brief respite. Her supposed to demise a barrier between dark side and the fast spindle. Then can't follow, so now you are safe. That's 6 tons. Okay. We've got this glitch dice. So apparently if you use a glitch dice, it will lose 1 level. This is Bay repairing the rig. Okay, let's have a little explore, eh? I like this. I like this a lot. That's a big old ship. Oh, that's a big old ship. Right. Pinnacle docks, and there is the Underhang. Help the residents. Underhang residents can't afford to rent further up, so they came here to build their own units. They're always in need of repair work. One of the Underhang. The Underhang grew organically, unit built onto each other by refugees and new residents. This makes it easier to explore. If I use this, 20% positive, 80% negative. That's terrible, but we need to use it anyway. Positive! Nope. Positive! Nope. Did that get rid of my glitch level because I used them? I'm not sure. Let's just find out about this area first. We've got Member's Kitchen and Scrapper's Ship. Traveling scrap dealers. Oh, and something else. Buy scrap components, process raw scrap. Shit, dangerous. Not good at that. Could buy a little bit of scrap component. Ah, that's not quite the same though, is it? Then there's, what is that? Spindle's Edge. Ceiling shift. Most of the fast spindle workers don't like going out, clean up new units. They would leave that fire engineering to work for outsiders. Huh? I don't think we can do that one though. Nope, we don't have Endure at all. Can't get Endure, so that's for us. And then Number's Kitchen. Number's Kitchen serves those that can't work in the Underhang, but able-bodied visitors like you have to work in the kitchen. Sweet. What's the number? Number is too busy to spend too much time with everyone in the kitchen, but she goes no extent. What? Okay, so we've got something we can do here for her. That's good. And then I'm assuming the north is going to be missions again. Yep, chats, cruise, and explore the core. We'll after. But for now, let's have a little rest on our rig. Sleep, sleep, sleep. And the cycle now. Hopefully that goes to our level of glitch. What I'm imagining? Is it, if I read that right? No. Okay, so okay, so it gives us a messed up dice every time it glitches. Okay, I think I understand that a bit better now. Okay. Being a keyword. I can use that to rest, no? At least that way it doesn't have a terrible outcome if it fails. Recovery failed, there's nothing happened. Okay, I'm fine with that. Right, let us then go... Let's work for shit. See if we can earn some money and some food as well. We're hungry. We earned some energy. We helped her out, but we didn't get any money. So I do need to earn some moolah, admittedly. We can't do the ceiling shift like that. Scrapper shit. We can do a shift. Oh no, engineering can't do that either. Realise. Let's head to the north end, eh? I do manifest run. Oh, sorry, wait a minute. I thought there was something else. Ah, okay, I was in. So there's spindle core. And here's pinnacle docks. Okay. Let's try the core first, just because it's kind of on the way. Explore the core, chat the crews. We'll try whatever gets us quicker. Danger, so naturally it should have a higher reward factor. It does indeed. New location discovered. Let's do the next one. Cover everything. Nice. Let's see these new locations. We've got Gaia's Gyre and Spindle Trade Hall. Ooh. Buy supplies, full fuel, buy fuel. Yep. Got it. And we're pretty low on resources at the moment. And Gaia's Gyre. Buy kelp cakes, the huge cylindrical tank sits in the centre of Gaia's Gyre. Source of the key ingredient of the canteen's food. Order a rack. Rack is a seaweed-based liquor with powerful saline taste. Gaia's Gyre has a reputation of serving it neat and strong. Get in rack. Freelancers are fast spindles and cagey, but spend enough time at the local bar and they'll warm to you. Well, sure, 4 credits isn't gonna burn our tank too much. That's fine. That's fine, we can afford that now, I hope. The fast spindle is an exhausting place to find freelancers. There's no shortage of spaces here. Corridors and bays throng with crew inbound and outbound, on or between contracts, trading stories, contracts, and materials. Whatever language, appearance, or code identifies someone as worth signing on with, you don't seem to have it. Perhaps it's because you're a new face or noticeably unsure. Perhaps it's just because you're a sleeper. You push the thought to the back of your mind, and instead focus on what's in front of you. The vast cylindrical tanks at the centre of Gaia's Gyre. The first time you entered the bar, you flowed open-mouthed, much like all the new arrivals do, at the sight of the huge kelp stack, the biggest you've ever seen. Even now, your eyes fixed on the fronds of seaweed that wave in the circulating water beyond the curve of dirty glass, and you find it impressive. You take a sip from the harsh saline-scented rack from its magnetic vessel, secured to the bar. As you suck on the straw, your eyes following the shifting fronds, you hear someone clattering their throats beside you at the bar, clearing their throat beside you at the bar. Eugen, ambitious freelancer. Hypnotic, isn't it? The voice is low and rumbling and comes from the large figure on the stool next to you. The fluorescent lights behind the bar glint in his eyes, shining up into his wide, wrathful face. I've heard talk you're hiring. The figure turns to face you. You don't recognise him, but it's a shifting light of the Gaia's Gyre that isn't surprising. And you are? Eugen, currently freelance. He turns on his stool and leans back a little. The effect is clearly meant to impress on you his size, and you have to admit it works. Served on the whole slate of crews out of the spindle. Cutters, mercs, extractors, he smiles and places a hand on his chest. Broad skill set, good work ethic, sense of humour, the full package. Humble too. He clucks with his tongue, smiling. I like you already. We're going to get on. I run anything out of the fast spindle. I'm rough and quiet, and you won't need to worry about me. He folds his arms across his chest. What kind of work are we talking? Before you can answer, a voice echoes up from behind you. Eugen! You look over your shoulders for the source of the shout. Busy as ever, I see. Vesna, cold and hardened captain, with a hand on the pistol ready. A group of 3 spacers drift up behind you, one of them placing a heavy hand on your shoulder. He's fitted with matte metal optical implants. You cannot see her eyes. Caustic light from the tank plays across her face. Too busy to keep in touch, he sighs. I really don't like it when I have to come and find you. Vesna! Eugene nods politely at her, not betraying any strong reaction. Do I look like I'm socializing? He shakes his head. This is a meeting. Oh, a meeting, Vesna squeezes your shoulder. Is that what this is? Yes, Vesna. Were you talking about your delivery, in fact? Eugene smiles widely. My friend here has been very helpful. He shoots you a knowing glance. That's right. Vesna turns to you with a raised eyebrow. Before she can speak, Eugene cuts in. This sleeper has a unique ability to extract data. Eugene smiles at Vesna. Exactly the kind of data you've been asking for. So, if we can just get back to it, Eugene gestures towards you, and I can deliver what you need. You know, Eugene, I'm pretty tired of this whole act, gestures dismissively at him. But in the end, it doesn't matter. She drops her hand on your shoulder to her belt. From your shoulder to her belt. Your eyes follow it down, and you see a dark boxy shape there, a weapon. You either deliver by the deadline or you don't, and when you don't, she smiles tightly. I'll be happy to take you through the consequences. Until then, she shoots you a final glance, shout to whoever the hell you want. Vesna and 2 spacers flanking a guy glide out of the bar, and Eugene watches them go with little emotion. So Eugene smiles. You're about to hire me? Don't get ahead of yourself. He smiles. I'm serious about working. Are you serious about hiring me? I want to know what that was about. Vesna shrugs. You're just trying to rough me, that's all. I won't be working with her again. He pauses, choosing his words carefully. Of course, I can't talk about the particulars, you understand. Vesna just wants to scare you off. He likes to cause me trouble. Eugene looks away out of the door of the bar. Let's not let her. He pauses in silence for a moment, still looking away. Try to get a read on him, but his face is blank. Only his glittering eyes notice some rapid internal activity. He turns back to you and meets your eye. Sudden shift in his manner obvious. If you need crew, you need to work. If you need to work, you need cryo. Is that right? He doesn't stop your answer. Well, I can offer both hard work and a good contract with a good payout. You take me with you on this job of mine, and we split the take. He looks down, thinking, hell, if you do, I'll consider signing on long term. He smiles. Think of that. No more recruiting. What's the job? Oh wow, it's 4 o'clock already. Jesus. Salvage, he leans in. An over-reckoned touch by local crews, which recently turned up in the wash. Just a little sunward from here, but its disabled transponder makes it invisible to anyone who doesn't know it's there. Had to squeeze the location out of a contract, but I'll share it with you for a straight split. Take me and your crew, we'll claim it all. It's going to be a good payout, he winks a really good one. Sounds like, what's the catch? Eugene frowns, no catch. He leans back and looks around the bar, happy to take the offer elsewhere. Just like you were the right captain for this one. I'll be ready to go whenever you like. Eugene pauses. As a show of good faith, I'll also fly out with you on any job from the fast spindle, but I'm not leaving the station with you yet. Not till I get my job done first. After that, we can take thought flying together. No need to rush into it. He shakes your hand firmly, his palm rough and pitted, and turns back to his drink. You slip out of the bar, looking to see if Vesna is nearby. You don't spot her among the passing groups, but you can't help but imagine eyes on you in the bar. You shake it off, having become familiar with the feeling of being observed. It might as if you have found yourself a crew member in a contract, whether evil will come good, however, remains to be seen. Interesting. Okay, well, we've got something. And then we still have the pinnacle docks. We go over study manifest from the docks. So we haven't got a very good roll here, so we'll go back. And we've got 3 points. And obviously, I didn't really know. Reroll random dice, but +1 rolled. Minus the stress of reroll 6. Dice cannot. Reroll dice cannot be a 1. Reroll dice. Alright. Ah, it's just dawned on me what I've done. It's not just reroll a dice, that's my push activity. Silly. We'll take engineering. I'll hold off and get the engineering. Sorry, that's completely my fault. Let's gather some supplies. Yeah, let's get some supplies. That's enough. But we're going to wrap up this first episode soon, as I'm getting a little tired. You wait to sound of blaring proximity alarms. You quickly unstrap from your bunk and dizzyingly glance around. Lane, bounty hunters, you kick off and glide to the door. As you do, Bliss pops her head around the corner. Sorry, They look a little sheepish. In all honesty, it's not my fault. Your wiring's all backwards. It takes you a moment to understand what's happened. You steady yourself against the door frame. Sorry, I'm just a little jumpy. I get it. Bliss looks down. Didn't mean to wake you. It takes you a while to get ready and drift back down to the mess to see what's happening. By then, Bliss has turned off the alarms. You find them unspooling wires from a hatch you've never previously noticed in the ceiling. Sorry again, Sleeper. The voice comes through the ceiling panels, muffled and dull. You settle at a stool nearby, tucking your legs behind the counter. How are you doing? Me? This muffled voice echoes around the room. I'm working, of course. Helps keep my mind off things. What things? This spins deftly, hooking their legs onto the open ceiling so that, from your perspective, they're hanging upside down. They give you a look. You really want to know? A yawning Seraphim drifts in. He looks between the two of you, amused. What are you both doing up so early? You and Bliss exchange amused look. What? Seraphim asks. Didn't hear the alarm? He shrugs. Heavy sleeper. He drifts over to the mess's cupboards to hunt for some breakfast. You turn back to Bliss, but they have disappeared back into ceiling panels. Before long, the mess is filled with the shrill screeching of a power tool. Seraphim looks totally unfazed and hooks himself onto a stool. Look, lazily sucking at a ration pouch while he taps away at his slate. Screech finally stops. After a while, you kick off from your stool. Time to head out. Bliss rushes after you, stopping you in the passageway before you can leave. I have something I want to show you. Oh, what's this? This leads you off to the main corridor into a corner of a ship you don't remember visiting before. You come into a room with low, sloped ceilings, a single-round window illuminating some neat tool storage and a workbench set into the wall. Look, Bliss begins. I'm no specialist, but I'm a quick learner and good at repairs, they smile, and I think you have need of me. They glance at you, at the tear in the thick vinyl skin of your arm. Can I take a look? Okay. They smile and lead you towards the workbench. They turn your arm, working at the tear from all angles. They reach over to the workbench and take a small sealant gun from the rack. You look at the setup. It's basic, but it looks clean and well organised. You gently close the tear with sealant, pressing the edges together so it closes up neatly. After they are done, they release your arm and you can barely see the scar. Bliss admires the work. See? They smile. I know it's more serious than a tear. Bliss folds your arm. I can handle it. They turn and search for a set of metal drawers for a moment. Here, they produce a couple of carefully machined, pristine components. We're saving these for an important job, they wink. I guess I just found it. Bliss pushes the components into your hand. Take them. When you're ready, come up here and we'll fix you up. You're a rare find though. In future we might have to make you do something, do with something lower quality, he went. You can find scrap components on most scrapper ships, like that one that's hanging around the underhang. The better the components, the easier they'll integrate with the system. Bliss leans on the workbench. I'll do my best to keep you running. Why help me? You're a guest in my bay, and I can't have my guest bodies collapsing, can I? Plus, I think it benefits me if you think of me as indispensable. Bliss smiles. As you go back to fixing the ship, they leave you in the workshop. Among the simple tools, consider particular qualities of your new friend. Interesting. Rig workshop. You can repair your dice at the rig workshop. You can only repair dice which are fully broken. Repairs require the scrap components or rare components. The better components you use, the less glitches you will suffer. You cannot repair dice during a contract. Interesting, so rare components fully repair dice, and scrap components partly repair, like improvise. Okay. Interesting that the dice can break in this one. So I guess as we break parts of our system, because we're not using the how do I put it? The stabilizers anymore to keep us alive, that to be something which can go awry, which is a dice break-in. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed, actually. I like the idea. I do miss being able to just normally re-roll my dice, but it's part of it really, innit? Gotta live with it. Let's level ourselves up. Well, let's discover stuff, I mean. Wish we could re-roll this though, this is a mess. New location discovered. Vast spindle, a strip of chaos in the void. As you glide through the pinnacle docks, you hear shouting echoing down the corridor. You tentatively change direction. Your eyes fixed ahead of the passage wired inside into a large bay. Others rush past you, heading towards the commotion. Your eyes are drawn by the bay's vast viewing windows, which is currently being splattered with glittering shards of ice. In front of it, dock worker is shouting to anyone who will listen. Spacers, workers of the fast spindle, we need your urgent assistance. The water carrier Springtide has suffered heavy damage in its transit from Wellspring. He takes a breath. All able hands, we need your help to secure the cargo. Without this water, Fast Spindle will struggle to support you. He looks desperately at the crowd. Please, anyone able to help, please make yourself known. Behind him, a corona of ice jets from one of the tanks, drawing a pale halo around the ship. A handful of experienced-looking spacers push through the crowd towards the front. Not once to start to direct them to nearby bridges. You watch the scene unfold, hesitant in the face of making someone else's problem your own. That sounds pretty important, though. Reroute the flow, repair the leaks. Seriously, team welcome to throwing out the water, save as much as possible. Leak out space, repair leaks. Okay, we don't have the time to help this now, in the sense that we don't have the skill set to do that right now, but we, after a little rest, I think we're going to be good. Let's have a snooze this cycle. We're not stressed, which is good. We've had a little kick, and our rolls seem good. You jerk, suddenly awake. A fragment is lodged in your mind, a shard of sound, a signal, a tone. It resonates like tinnitus, obviously internal, inescapable. You look down, seeing your hands blurred, your fingers dancing as if they were typing. Settled. Your fingers flap like caught birds. Takes all your force to settle them. You force yourself back into them. Sensation like squeezing on a tight pair of gloves. You flex your hands a little, feel them, test them. What was that? You take a deep breath to calm yourself, but as you do, you're reminded that you don't need to breathe. It's a claustrophobic sensation that you cannot shake. You get up, push off the wall, pull on your clothes, anything to escape the dreams that hover there at the back of your mind. Seraphin drifts in casually, heading to his bunk to grab something. Can't shake the strange sensation that he's just drifted into your mind. You should glance. I said, "Are you okay?" He gives you a concerned look that you look terrible. Not really. You mumble a response. You need to talk to me, Sleeper. Seraphin gives you a look. He sighs. I know something happened back when we were leaving Hexport. What do you mean? I saw it, Sleeper. Saw something change in your eyes. He pauses, looking for the right way to explain it. They were cold, fixed. I've never seen that before. He looks away. Back when we first met, I knew at once you were human. I knew because of your eyes. I've never met a Sleeper before, but I knew immediately that you were no machine. It was obvious. But then on the rig, he shivers. I couldn't see that anymore. I don't know what happened. What did it feel like? He gives you a curious look. Try to identify it. Positive way. Positive outcome. Close your eyes and recall the moment. You remember Lane's voice, the rig heart unclosed, numbness. Then you see it glittering in the non-space of your mind, thin and bright like spider silk or thread. Connection between your mind and something else. You open your eyes to Seraphin's expectant face. Try to think how to describe what you just felt, but words fail you. Still, you know you felt it. The invisible hand of a signal linked to your mind, and what makes you shiver. We need to get you checked up. We need to know what's happening. Seraphin gives you a stubborn stare. This isn't just about you. But where? I've been asking around. Seraphin's face is set with determination now. There's another station near this one. Flotsam. It's a mess, an accumulation of wrecks and docked ships, but it also houses some of the best artificers in the watch. We should go there as soon as the rig is ready. I'll think about it. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for me. Seraphin shakes his head. Please. Look, he pauses. I know I don't know what it's like to be a sleeper. I understand there are things you can't tell me, can't show me, but I know how fear can keep you from doing what you need to do. I'm not going to thank you about it, he sighs, but it needs to be done. He passes by as he leaves the bunk, squeezing your shoulder as he does, leaving you to your thoughts. Finish getting dressed, in your body strangeness, even though you wish it didn't. At the very least, you think you need to find someone who can stop the apart. Maybe Flotsam is not such a bad idea. Push the thought to the back of your mind, as the cycle ahead and the rig isn't ready. When it is, then you'll see. New driver available. Right, let's get off of this, let's explore, and let's get up here. See what we can do. Yeah. Actually, sorry, we don't need to do that right now. Let's save this rig. Woo! Reroute that flow. I said reroute that flow. I said reroute that flow. Come on, what? Yeah. This might be a bit risky. 75%, reroute that flow. I said yes, and I said a reroute that flow. Uh-oh. We haven't really gathered many supplies. We can get more fuel now, so I guess we can go longer distances, is what I'm imagining. We're going to go repairs, fair enough. Huh, interesting. I wonder if there's a place we can go and eat. Ah, yeah, the kitchen. Let's go. And a meal. No, sorry, we can't buy food here. Third time's a charm. Oh yeah, hey, we got it though. We did actually get through the thing. It's just, Can't do some bits. Is there anywhere to eat here? Ah, guys, Gaia. Let's buy some nibbles. Health cakes. Oh, they filled us up though. Nice. Let's go to sleep. Yeah, it's only us two. I think, Robo. We're the only ones, but this will be on YouTube later today. Very exciting. Hopefully, someone will enjoy it. I hope if you... actually, I haven't done my plug. If you've enjoyed it and been with us all this way, a follow is massively appreciated if you can spare one. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch if you enjoy it. If you've enjoyed the YouTube and want to come over, catch me live. Don't worry about it if you can't, but I hope you've enjoyed it if you've been watching this long. As you drift lazily down the ship's mess, you hear raised voices. You still yourself for a moment at the entrance and slip inside. Seraphin sits, hooked into his usual stool, his slate glowing beside him. He's shaking his head as you enter. Bliss, meanwhile, is flowing freely and gesticulating sharply as they explain something important. I don't see why not, Bliss chops at the air. It's not like you have an alternative. We can get the cryo. It will take time, but we can get it. That was the deal, Seraphin speaks calmly, trying to placate Bliss. Sleeper, Bliss spots you entering and they turn to Seraphin. Let's see what the sleeper thinks. About what? They both fall silent for a moment. Seraphin sighs. The rig's ready, Sleeper. Bliss gestures around the mess. I've fixed it. Hell, I've improved it. She's purring thanks to me. Now, wouldn't you say, having done such an incredible job, I deserve to be paid properly for my work? A circulated look crosses their face. A refit and retune like this would typically cost my clients hundreds of cryo, even if I was feeling charitable. Seraphin sighs loudly. He knows where this is going. See, I could even make you pay, and maybe you could even scrape the cryo up, not without taking a contract. Taking the ship off station, leaving me in the lurch. We wouldn't do that, Seraphin starts, but Bliss holds up a hand to shush him. So I have a proposition, one that clears the deck completely. They pause. I'll turn around the open sign on this little bay of mine and join up with you. You keep me in work, give me my split, and give me transit to wherever you are headed. I'll even keep the rig of yours working for free, they shrug. It could be even better than that. Us paying and being out on our way, with no hangers on. Seraphin folds her arm and looks at you. Tell me, Sleeper. Actually, we could use the help. What was the name of the woman in our first station? That wasn't Bliss as well, was it? But I think that Bliss was heavily tattooed. This isn't the same person. No, it might be a different name as well. Bliss grants to Seraphin. See? Sleeper gets it. You can use my help. I'm an excellent engineer, a tidy shipmate, and a half-decent chef. I'm done with fast spindle. I'm done taking not enough jobs for enough cryo on a station where I know nobody. They pause satisfied. You're welcome. Seraphin holds up his hand. Look, we appreciate it. We really are on the run. Bliss, trust me. You're better off here. He gives him a serious look. Even telling you this could put you in danger. Bliss pauses and starts laughing. On the run? They shake their head smiling. You expect to be scared off by a little goofy shit? It's true. She just shrugs. The system is at war. The belt is spiraling into a crisis. Everyone's got something. I know you're at Hexport. Seraphin looks at them open mouthed, searching for a retort. What happened there? Who's to say it won't happen here? I'm not sitting around watching this all play out any longer. Take a deep breath. Something has to give. Bliss turns to Seraphin. Look, you've done your due diligence or whatever. You're on the run. I've been warned. I accept the risk. That's it. At the end of the day, your ship is clamped into my base. Unless you know my encryption protocols, there's not much left to discuss. Seraphin shakes his head, a little smile crossing his face. They've got us here. He looks at you and then at Bliss. Look, looks like we've gained a crewmate. He unhooks from his stall, but I move into the engine room and he drifts off towards the bunks to gather his thing. You and Bliss exchange an nervous look. Sleeper. Welcome aboard. Bliss smiles and gives you a half-hearted mock salute. You leave Bliss in the galley and head for the cockpit. The rig is ready to fly again, but the question is, where to take her next? Seraphin mentioned Flotsam, a short starward journey from here, as a busy station where you might find an artificer to help diagnose your glitches and errors. Sunward, meanwhile, is the Helian Gate, an abandoned and uninhabited megastructure left over by the Solheim days. Maybe good for salvage, but not an easy place to survive. And beyond that, well, as they say, the belt is wide, and at least now you have a functioning ship. Ooh, interesting. You've unlocked the belt map. Go to the map and press the belt button to travel to other hubs and discover new parts of the Starward Belt. Ooh, and this is now where it gets interesting, because it's all up to us now. It's tutorial. Belt. Ooh, oh my god, look at all of this. Helian Gate. Palms are up, we can't do that yet. Flotsam and Helian Gate. Ooh. Fun. Okay. Oh, this is so cool. I like it. Let's save this ship first before we do anything neat. Reroute the flow. Go, 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 go. That should hopefully do it or be one-off. one off, okay? And then that's all with its own individual stations and stuff. It is pretty cool, ain't it, Romo? I'm very excited for this. And let's see what happens now we've repaired this. We watch from the docking bay's viewing window as the crumpled vast hull of the Springtide is finally welded shut by a score of bright torches, flicking against its sides. Everywhere I look, I see a crisis, and the voice comes from beside you, and you turn to see a man floating there, watching the repair work. You don't recognise him. Malik, experienced water hauler captain. I saw you out there helping the crew. He turns to you with a serious look. Our spindle needs that water. You aren't wrong. He pauses, watching you carefully. I haven't seen you on the spindle before. What, if I may ask, is your business here? I'm running a crew. He nods, I see. Springtide is my ship. His face remains impassive. At least I'm a captain. I do not own her. The Lotic Syndicate, my employer, was the one who put her into service. Glad to meet you. Bows his head gently. You have my thanks for assisting with the repairs. We were caught by some autonomous Conway munitions. He looks out at the ship. The Wellspring run is getting more dangerous every cycle. And after Hexport, he pauses. I do not expect things to improve. You both quiet for a moment. The loss of the station still inspiring silence in anyone who mentions it. Tell me, Malik meets your eyes. As a sleeper, do you feel your advantages over others, or do you feel your particular condition provides any weakness? Advantages, there are many downsides. There are many downsides, of course, but you're a stronger, hardier, more capable than most humans. Just as with Springtime, your work on my ship only evidence your abilities. You far outperformed even my own crew. He looked to you, angling his head in deference, in conditions that are usually deadly. Sadly, despite even your good work, our losses have been great, and the administration at the far side spindle are not happy. We are to be impounded here until the Lotic Syndicate builds the agreed water freight. He frowns at the crumpled-looking ship. This war continues to put pressure the belt. What will you do? This is where you are needed, sleeper. Malik pauses on. My crew tells me you have a ship. You have workers. This is what I need. As we fled from the Conway attack, our navigator registered something of great interest. A water-rich asteroid, one I believe is previously unknown to syndicates. Comes a little closer. But now, I've sworn him to secrecy, as I must you. If this asteroid could be surveyed, its value confirmed, it could more than make up for the shortfall on the Springtide, pauses thoughtfully. And continue. I want you to survey the asteroid for me. It's a simple enough job, but its location, so close to the edge of the wash, is problematic. However, you've shown yourself to be very competent. If you are careful, there is no reason you should have problems with Conway or any other hostile party in that matter. Hostile party? Malik shrugs. The wash is where the orbits of the inner system of Starward Belt conspire to bring vessels, objects, and all kinds of wandering together, the territory of opportunists. I will, of course, reimburse you for the portion of the fee of the sparse spindle administrators are withholding from me. 250 cryo is my offer. How will the employee feel about it? Lotic Syndicate only cares about that its water is delivered and its fees paid. I'm free to make sure that happens in a timely and efficient manner as I see fit. Malik passes you a thumb drive. Here are the details on the tests. I need you to run for the survey. A sample core of ice from deep within the asteroid should give you enough material to work with. You notice a member of the Springtide's crew waiting quietly at a distance, and Malik nods to them discreetly. This is a delicate matter, sleeper. Survey the rock, and on your return, broadcast the results to my personal terminal. Bring seeds in that data. He pauses, meeting your eye. The results go to me, only to me, and once the matter is resolved, you will be paid. I'm needed. He nods to the crew member, but I expect you will have all you need. Pauses. I've enjoyed watching you work, sleeper. Press me again. And with that, he bows a little and drifts away to meet his crew member. After watching him go, you turn back to the Springtide, still impressive despite being scarred with curls of ice and shining with fresh welds. You imagine any captain of a ship like that has been through a lot to get to where they are. That makes them a valuable ally, a dangerous adversary, depending on where you are. You hope with Malik you can find your way to being the former. Nice contract on the map, okay. Pinnacle Dock, we've still got bits to discover, but I guess a 3 isn't terrible. We can do a 3 because of the 25% risk. There we go, and it's a nice higher level. Let's see. What's that signal station? Interpret signals, or line arrays. Oh, quite a nice turn. Now we're nearly ready to fly. Well, we are ready to fly, actually. Just saving up some resources. Have we even gathered any scavenge stuff? I feel like we haven't at all while we've been here. Oh, Did I actually assign them to jobs? I don't know if I have. So Bliss, engineering, that's really good. At least we've got Bliss now. Let's explore. And how are you doing, by the way? Robo. How are you doing, Jace? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here today, by the way. Right, let's interpret these signals. Line arrays. We can use a 5. Got it. We can use a 4. It's a positive outcome. Either way. Let's hope it's a really good positive. Yeah, 13. Oh, it gives us money. Oh, I thought it might give us. Right, let's max out this area. That's enough. Come on, I feel it, I feel it, I feel it, I feel it. Boom! Yeah! Well, you're feeling good for someone with COVID. I imagine. Yeah, I'm hoping you're doing the best you can, bud. Outborn Venture. Venture bar shift. Only Vatful members can gamble on the Venture. The bar shifts are easy to come by, mostly because they pay in tips a little more. If you want to gamble in the Beltborn Venture, you'll need a member's backing. Perhaps after enough ships, you'll find a sponsor. There we go. Well, sneezy and tired, but good. It's fair. We'll, try another. Oh, that is snoozing on the floor. Jesus, amazing. I love it. Oh, we can upgrade. Wait a minute. Let's do engineering, because we haven't got any engineering. That at least allows us to access engineering traits without being a debuff, which is huge. It's like this here, Scrapper Shipyard. You can actually do that without it being like crazy. If we have a 6, it stays a 6. It won't reduce it, which is nice. That's an option now. Get them on fuel. Probably end this cycle, and then I know stuff's going to happen. What I'm probably going to do now is bring this to an end. I will, yeah, save 11 seconds ago. That's fine. I'm going to bring this session to an end. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube. You have an amazing day, and I hope to catch you in the next part. See you out in the belt, citizen. Bye for now.